everybody. Welcome back to Mix It Up Monday. Oh my God, the computer's way in the way. There you go. I think that's better. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And yeah, sorry. It's about 7:06. It's not too bad. Sometimes we've been a little later, but appreciate you guys joining us, especially if those of you who know this one was a very, very short notice stream, but we just wanted to come on and do something. So we understand that it's one of those nights that, it's very busy, and I'm sure that you guys have things going on. But yeah, if you guys were able to join us, we appreciate you guys, obviously, sincerely, from the bottom of our hearts. We obviously thank you for being here tonight, but we do have, just like a cool little fun topical night going on right now. Things we're going to talk about are some of the things that basically we grew up with. So, we've asked you guys recently, like, what you guys thought of, certain topics that you might want to talk about. Obviously, we talk a lot about Marvel. Marvel's like a very, very common thing. We talk a lot about the movies because of the movie club. And so, not this last week, but the week before, I remember we asked everybody, we're like, hey, what would you want to talk about? And we kind of gave everybody a couple options, and then 90s and 2000s came up. So I honestly think that's such a dope idea. We did it last week, but we did it a little different. We did it with trivia. So we were doing that with trivia. And so we have Ellie, who won again. Surprisingly, I was honestly shocked because I'm like, this girl can do it all, apparently. But yeah.
She can do Marvel. She can do 90s trivia.
Yeah, basically a little bit of everything. And so, tonight we want to kind of continue the conversation. We understand if not a lot of you can be on here, that's no problem. We're going to be on here for a little while, and we're just going to kind of have a conversation amongst ourselves if we have to. But just kind of about what we remember growing up in the 90s and in the 2000s, because we really honestly... last time it was such a cool conversation. The thing is, like, I felt like with the trivia, it went crazy quick. Like, as far as like our conversation about being able to actually get into it. Ellie said, I was surprised too. What's up, Ellie? Thank you so much for joining us.
It did say hi, but for some reason
it didn't pop up?
It held it for review. I have no idea why, Ellie, but yes. Hello, Ellie, and thank you for joining us.
And I'm not sure if we said hello to Jude, but hello, Jude.
Hello, Jude.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Monday.
Yes, happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Yeah, no. But I figured that maybe we take a little bit more time tonight to talk a little bit about kind of like some of the topics that we didn't really get a chance to cover last time. So hopefully you guys are down for that, because I think, obviously last time the chat was like, you guys were bringing up so much cool things. And I'm like, all right, cool, let's go. Yeah, and we read it, and I was like wanting to stop, but then I knew that since we have the time constraints on Mondays, I was like, oh man, we've got to get to that trivia. But once again, thank you guys for joining us tonight.
Thank you guys.
Let me put a little banner up right here. And I'm like, pop quiz? No, not tonight. There you go. So it's Mix It Up Monday, guys. We appreciate you guys once again. Cruzy P,
Happy Monday.
Thank you so much for joining us. He said, I win trivia once, and there's none of the next week.
He's like, let me look up all the 90s history, trivia, anything related to the 90s.
I know.
He's like, I'm here to win.
Yeah, we figured we have a nice little conversation, just kind of like reminiscing. So I know some of you like either like grew up kind of like us in the 90s, like kind of as kids, and then in the 2000s became teenagers.
Some of you as babies.
And some of you were straight babies, like straight up little kids. Yeah. So I guess that's what we can do, is we can kind of like reminisce a little bit about what we individually remember. 1 second, please. I was like, let's just let him think that. I'm like, why not? Why not?
Hey, he was top three. He was top three.
Congratulations.
That's more than some people in his family can say.
That is very, very true, and it's not even close. But no, honestly, and we have some really cool stuff coming up with trivia. Like, we have a really fun surprise coming up very, very soon in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully soon, we'll let you know. We'll surprise you guys with that. I figured we can just kind of get into it. I know that for me, like most of my like childhood memories, because that's literally when I was a child, was in the 90s. So I remember, especially like in the mid 90s to like the end, because that's when I got like a little older, and it was just one of those things that really, really just kind of obviously it's part of what shaped me and what made me the way I was. But it's just funny because like the music parts of it, I think were like a really big thing. What's up, Jackie? Thank you so much for joining us. Happy Monday. Thank you so much for joining us. But yeah, no.
I feel like I'm at a weird angle.
I know. I just remember when I was a kid, like straight up listening to Michael Jackson, like in the early 90s. Like there was a video of me, and like my mom always wants, like she wishes she knew what happened, but there was a video of me like dancing like Michael Jackson and stuff like that when I was like a little boy. Like, and I remember they always talk about it. So I haven't seen that video in forever, but that was like one of my first memories. Like I remember even going to Mexico. And we were watching TV over there, and I remember like they were watching Michael Jackson over there. I remember that pretty vividly, which is crazy. Like if you think about it, foreign country, you know, and they're straight up watching Michael Jackson. Mm-hmm. But that's one of my first earlier memories of somebody that I listened to. And then I know that maybe this one might ring true to you, but Selena, like is the one that I remember a lot. I remember
one of my top favorites from the 90s.
Yeah, I remember my my grandma and them used to love listening to my tias. My tias were so young at that time that when she was popular, so I remember they would put that music on like a lot.
Yeah, she was popular. Time. She was popular.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Amongst our culture.
Yeah, no, and so it was a big deal when she passed away. Anything for Selena's, and tell them what the line is, Grace, since you know apparently know
anything
the line.
Anything for the bus of Selena.
See, but doesn't it sound better? Anything for Selena's.
Everybody says it that way.
It does. It sounds better.
It's one of those. What is it called? The
Mandela effect.
The Mandela effect. Everybody thinks that's what it is.
I don't know. I thought it was that too. We'll have to watch it back. Oops. I remember seeing the movie in theaters. Wow, that is awesome. I wish I could have saw it in theaters.
No, I didn't see it in theaters, but I could have.
Our Jurassic Gales, what's up, dude? Yes, we are rocking the Jurassic Park. Mm-hmm. Think about it, like 90s, right? Quintessential 90s movie, Jurassic Park. And it's funny because Grace threw on the shirt, and I was like, perfect. That's what I want to wear.
I was like, what do I have from the 90s? I mean, it's not technically from the 90s, but it's a 90s-esque. I mean, I do have a band shirt.
Well, we had the Super Nintendo World shirts, which technically aren't 90s, but like Super Nintendo, we wore those last week, so I don't want to wear them again this week. And then the only other thing I usually wear like solid shirts or some theme park shirts, but that's pretty much it. Let's see. My dad is a sonidero, and I have vivid memories since I was like 3 of all that 90s music in both English and Spanish. That's awesome. Yeah, see, and that's a really awesome experience. Yeah, but like with us, like just straight up, like I think what was popular at the time, you know, just hearing it on the radio, like a lot of, you know, Spanish music. I can tell you, like if I hear a lot of those songs, I remember them. Excuse me. But I also probably couldn't tell you a lot of the names of these songs, but it's just.
I know you'd be like, oh, that's the name of the song.
I know, like I'll probably know lyrics of a song, but I won't remember the song's name.
Right.
Straight up. But yeah, real quick, just to go back to this, I don't remember seeing it in theaters because I don't think I did. I think I saw it on cassette. So that's the reason I wanted to kind of go back to that, is because I saw it on that VHS cassette. Yeah. Well, that's what it's called, VHS cassette. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I had it on VHS.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where a lot of the movies that we saw were on those cassettes in the 90s, obviously. Those VHSs, I'll call it VHS because cassette like reminds me more of like the radio one, I guess. The part when the lady says, "Queremos bailar." Which part is that?
Is that towards the beginning of the movie?
Why can't I remember that? I'm blanking!
Or is it during the concert?
I don't remember. Why don't I remember? Which TV sitcom is more legendary, Cosby Show or Family Matters? Definitely Family Matters. You know what? Thank you so much for joining us, by the way. Yeah, honestly, I didn't really watch the Cosby Show a whole lot.
I watched the Cosby Show. I watched the reruns, but definitely for me, I would say like I grew up watching Family Matters more, so I feel like that's definitely the way I would go. Yeah,
honestly, I grew up watching Family Matters much more. It was like I watched them when they were new on TGIF, and then I also watched them on the reruns. So when I would get home from school, I don't remember exactly at what time anymore, but at some point after school, they would play like at least 1 or 2 reruns of Family Matters. So that was like my joint. That's what I love to do. Just sit there, you know, not doing my homework, unfortunately.
I'm gonna play the clip right now.
So she's showing me the bust of Selena's. God, I hope we don't get copyrighted for this.
Well, there's no music.
Well, no, but the movie is still could get us copyrighted. Just slow it down.
Well, it's like a 2-minute clip, so.
Yeah, just slow it down. There you go. That's good. Just let me know when it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely prefer Family Matters over.
I think it's about to come up. Okay.
He said anything for Selena.
Okay. We were both right, because he did say, I'm gonna put this bumper on the wall, and it's gonna say, pulled by the bus of Selena's. That's why I'm saying we were both right. So they're both in there.
Yeah, I mean, they're both in there, but still, like, I think the one that people remembered was anything for Selena. Because I remember thinking, like, I remember them saying it, but then I was like, all right, well, if you remember.
So it wasn't a Mandela effect. It really does say that.
Yep.
Unless they dubbed it to say that.
Yeah. Probably not.
No.
Yeah, you can clearly tell. Yeah, you can clearly tell anything for Selena. I see, even enunciate anything for Selena.
He said it like that, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Saw Titanic at theaters. You know what? I saw it too with my parents, and I was a little boy, and I remember that there's this one part where a lady gets naked and gets drawn. So that was very awkward. That was the first time I think I ever saw anything that, like, kind of, or whatever you want to call it. But to see it with, like, my parents, and then my uncle was there too, like one of my uncles who came to visit from, like, Mexico. It was a weird night. And then another thing I remember about that movie is it was a late showing, and dang, that movie's long. At least, I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming it's 2 hours, but at that time it felt like forever. It felt like the longest movie on earth. And so I remember, like, we left hella late from the theaters. It was crazy late, and I remember I was like crying. I was like, I want to go home. Like in the middle of the movie, like I was like, yeah, we weren't going home. There you go, both right. Yeah, that's the TV edit.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So that's another. Yeah, Selena's is always a good movie. Selena, obviously.
Selena's is a good movie.
Well, I mean, obviously.
Can we cheers?
Yes. Cheers to you guys. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Good night.
No, honestly, we can't be on too late. Obviously, I think we've explained it before. Like, this is literally the start of our week, but you know, I think one thing that we're trying to incorporate more is more days to go live during the week. So just in case we can't go live like last week on Friday, at least we went live one day, and if we can go live twice, which is what we're planning to do this week, then we can do that. So this week we're planning on still doing the movie club, and real quick, I'll put the banner up so that way, just to remind you guys. So the next movie club will be this Friday. And it's going to be Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, right? Volume 2. Dang, we already saw Volume 1? Man, that's crazy. It's such a good movie, honestly. I want to watch it again. So Volume 2. So just
we'll
in time.
And then we'll watch 2.
So just in time to get you guys ready for Volume 3. Because we're going to go watch Volume 3 on Saturday. But I don't want to take too much away from 90s and 2000 night. Because, like, obviously that's our goal from being here. But make sure that you guys are all brushed up on your homework, so that way this Friday we can do a nice, cool little trivia to see who can finally take second place. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys being here tonight. Let's go back into the chat. It's 2 hours and 4 minutes, 2 hours and 4 video cassettes. It was 2 video cassettes. So I remember it being 2 hours, and I believe it was like 2 video cassettes. It came in one of those ones that, right? Or was it?
It was like a box.
Oh, it came in a box that had like you
slide the VHS.
So it had two big old cassettes. So you like at some point had to like switch. There was games like that too. Video games. Speaking of 90s and 2000s, I believe Metal Gear Solid. So for Kuzi P, he's in the chat. Correct me if I'm wrong, friend. But Metal Gear Solid was on 2 discs. So that was a video game that it's super popular, super huge now. Like it has its own long series now. And the creator is like a legend. But at that time, that tripped me out that a video game had to be on 2 discs. But yeah, kind of like with the same thing with this movie, on two separate ones. Kuzi said, late showing for Titanic. I know you got home. Dude, I remember as a little kid who didn't stay up late, not even for New Year's, bro. Honestly, and so if we're talking 90s to 2000s, I guess I'll spill the beans. It wasn't really until like 2001-ish where I finally like just stayed up till midnight. Most of the other time, I'm not gonna lie, I was crashing out by like 10 or 11. One time I remember I fought so hard. I remember it was like probably like when I was like 11 or 12. I fought so hard and I could not stay awake.
Oh.
I could not stay awake at all. It was so hard for me. Real quick, I don't want to skip over anybody. Real quick, I will say hello to Mia. What's up, Mia?
I love your profile picture, Mia.
Real quick, I want to read what Kuzi P said. He said, yes, Metal Gear Solid was 2 discs. Final Fantasy 7 was 3, 4 discs, something crazy. You know what? It wasn't 3 discs. Final Fantasy 7 was it 3 discs? I had it. I don't remember it being 3. I remember it being 2 discs, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong.
And now it's just.
But I had it for PlayStation. Yeah. Yeah, I had it for PlayStation. So I do remember. I sold it to some kid because I didn't even want to play it anymore. And I remember I sold him it was the $20 greatest hits version. I sold it to him for $20 used. So he could have got the same game for the same price, brand new, but I don't know. He paid full price for me. I don't know. I was such a mean boy. I exaggerated too, says, oh, sorry, Judy. Sorry.
She's just like, you know what?
That's my bad.
It's 10 VHSs.
I'll take the L for that one. I'll take the L for that one.
Titanic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just kidding.
I'll take the L for that one. That's on me.
Guys, I haven't even watched the Titanic. I've only seen clips of the Titanic.
You've never seen the whole Titanic?
No.
Movie?
I told you that.
Oh, we'll watch it. It's a good movie. It's a really good movie.
Okay. Maybe. I am a Leo fan now, so.
It's a really good movie.
Leo's made me a fan.
Ellie said, yes, movie club. That's right, Ellie. We're excited too, honestly. We're excited. That's why I like to mix it up Mondays, because we don't necessarily do movie club, so it gets us a chance to kind of decompress. We still check in with each other. We still hang out. We still have a good time. So that's what I love about Mix It Up Mondays, that we get to mix it up. All right. Let's see. Mia said, thank you, Grace.
Oh, you're welcome, Mia.
He was supporting small business. There you go, dude. I was a reseller, before reselling was a thing. What's up? Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate you. We're here doing 90s and 2000s. I know you have a lot usually to say about that. So hopefully we have a great time discussing some of the fun stuff that happened in that time.
Our resident 90s baby.
Kuzi said, Grace, I've never seen the whole thing either, so don't feel bad. He stops right at the painting part where, like, she's naked. He's like, no! Ah!
Can't watch the rest.
Not till marriage. Yeah, but honestly, I that was the reason that I saw it. I remember also because, like, my cousins, I have cousins who actually live in Bell Garden, so if they watch this, if they're watching this, shout out to you guys. But they were like really big movie buffs. So they introduced me to a lot of movies that I didn't know. But I remember, I already knew Titanic, but I remember they were like the ones that had it. Like, so I remember we would watch it. It was fun. I also think another movie that, if I'm not mistaken, that was 2 discs. I'm sorry, 2 cassettes was Scarface.
Oh.
But that's not a 90s movie. That's an 80s movie.
And then the Godfather collection and stuff like that. Oh, that's not 90s.
Jurassic Park, my all-time favorite movie. Dude, gotta, bring out the 90s movie gear. So last week, if you saw the replay, we're wearing our Super Nintendo World shirts. Obviously for Super Nintendo, 90s. But this week, we decided to do Jurassic Park. And this shirt I've had since the first time I went to Universal Studios.
Yeah, we bought it.
So yeah, and it's still in decent condition. Sometimes I just wear it around, but I love it. Honestly, this shirt reminds me of why I fell in love with Universal Studios. Like straight up, I remember I got this shirt, I put it on. I had a different shirt that day, huh?
Yeah, we just were wearing plain.
And I switched my shirt out, and I remember like I don't know, I felt like a kid. Literally, obviously, we go to Disneyland too, but yeah, I felt like we're at Disneyland. I was so happy. I felt like I had my ears on, basically, I guess. But I love this movie too. I guess in talking about movies, talking about Jurassic Park, this is one of the first movies that I saw that scared the crap out of me, but yet I kept watching it. So I remember the first time we almost watched this. I've told you a story before. I'm not going to get into too much specifics, but we tried to go watch it at a local theater that doesn't exist. Now it's like I don't even think it exists anymore. It burned down completely. It was a theater, just one screen.
Oh, the one that you said that your dad had that.
Yeah, well, let me tell the story.
I was asking.
I'm gonna tell the story. If you guys want to hear the tea, okay, the tea. So there was this theater that it was only one screen, right? Local theater. They're playing at that time. This is how old it is. They're playing Jurassic Park and Mrs. Doubtfire. So Mrs. Doubtfire was the first movie they're playing, and so we would basically, you'd buy the ticket, and then they tell you what time the showing was. So whatever that first movie played, and then whatever the next movie, if it was the movie that you paid for, that's when you would go in and watch. But since it was like kind of like a local place, they let us go in like in the middle of Mrs. Doubtfire. Like I remember it was the part where he was like, he put the pie in his face. And he was like pretending he had cream on his face or whatever.
Spoiler
like he was
alert.
like, yeah, come on, Mrs. Doubtfire, really? No spoiler alert. You should have watched it by now. So I remember we're watching that part, and for whatever reason, my dad didn't like what was going on with like management there at that time, I guess, in that particular day, at that particular moment. So there was like a big old argument that ensued. So we ended up leaving before Jurassic Park even came on. So I didn't get to watch it in theaters. So I was this close to watching it in theaters. I didn't, which I honestly kind of am thankful for, because I think I would have been too scared, honestly. Because even when I watched it on TV, like, or VHS or whatever, it was scary to me, honestly. It was kind of like there were some parts. Like I remember the part where I think it was like the arm falls down and it's just the arm. Man, that part always freaked me out. Always freaked me out. Raul said, can't believe it's 30 years.
Yes.
Honestly, we can't believe it's 30 years either. It doesn't feel that real, honestly. But you can't tell me that those special effects don't hold up to this day. Like to this day, I think Jurassic Park has some of the best special effects out of any movie. And it's crazy to say. I mean, you could see it like in its age in a sense, but I still think it looks awesome every time I've seen it since then. And not too long ago, actually, like a couple months ago, maybe, or even maybe a little more than that, we actually went ahead and we watched all the Jurassic Park movies.
Oh yeah, no, that was last year. It's been about a year already.
Already a year? Was it around the summertime?
It was right
around that summertime, right?
So. Yeah, because I think actually no, it was right before summer because we watched them all and then we watched the Jurassic World Dominion in theaters.
Oh yeah, it was right before Dominion. So we watched them all. We binged them all like over like a couple days, right? We didn't watch them all one day, but it was awesome. There's some that I loved, and there's some that I did not care for. Right?
It should have been.
Right? Yeah, I think so. It was such a great time. I love those movies. Very fun. Some of them are better than the other ones. But even Dominion, which a lot of people pooped on, I still thought it was pretty good. I had a great time. I had fun. I liked seeing the original cast and all that. It was fun. Mrs. Doubtfire was so good too. Yeah, shout out to and rest in peace to the late great Robin Williams. Dude was amazing in a lot of 90s stuff. So one of them, Mrs. Doubtfire. Another movie that I'm sure some of you in here probably loved just as much is Hook. I loved Hook growing up. Did you get a chance to watch Hook when you were a kid, or did you watch it when you were already older?
As an adult, yeah.
As an adult?
With you?
Really, I loved Hook growing up. I was a big fan of Rufio.
Every time it would come on TV, I would just, yeah.
I just want to say a big shout out. What's up to Game Life? What's up, Game Life? I was going to say Happy Friday. Whoa.
We're in the future.
Happy Mix It Up Monday. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Reset me, Grace. Reset me. All right, I'm back. Thank you. Is what I meant to say.
Hopefully that worked, guys.
Yeah,
That's what we
no.
said again.
Honestly, on top of that, and getting back to Robin Williams, on top of that, you had Hook, then you had Aladdin, and even did you ever see that movie? Was it Billy or something like that, where he plays like a child who like grows rapidly? Was it Billy? I don't know. If you guys remember, please let us know. But it was such a good movie as well. So I got mad love for Robin Williams. Honestly, he's such a great actor.
Mm-hmm. He was.
I still remember watching Jurassic Park at the theaters as a 6-year-old. There you go. That's probably right around the same age I was.
Jack.
Yeah.
There you go. Not Billy. It was Jack.
Jack. Yeah. The movie was Jack, not Billy. I think I was thinking like Billy Madison. Yeah.
Probably.
Which is also a great 90s movie. Adam Sandler. That's another person that I loved watching growing up. I was a huge fan of The Waterboy. That movie, like, I can quote The Waterboy probably to this day, line for line, probably get the timing right, all that stuff. Because I would watch it every day when it came out. I would watch it like at least 3 times a day because I just thought it was that funny. I don't know. I would get that like into it. Let's see. They are coming out with some cool glasses. I'll send you the link.
Oh, I think she was talking to Raul.
Ooh, Raul the doctor. Let's see. I loved Hook, and when they rediscovered Peter and squished Robin Williams, he was just so good. Honestly, like there's a lot of moments in that movie like that are just like borderline emotional. Especially now as an adult, it's just honestly that movie slaps so hard to this day, and I still think it's like my favorite Peter Pan movie, even. More than like a Peter Pan movie, like to be honest with you, like the fact that it was like a sequel spin-off kind of thing. Well, not so much a spin-off, but like a sequel, right? Billy Madison, there you go. Yeah, I love that movie too. Such a funny movie. So Billy Madison is a story of a guy who is gonna inherit his dad's wealth, but in order to be able to do so, his dad sends him back to like school. So from kindergarten all the way to like high school, to prove that he's like capable basically of leading the company. So it is mad funny. Honestly, it has one of my favorite lines where he's like, "Peeing your pants is the coolest." I don't know why. I always it's so dumb, honestly. Like one of the boys had peed his pants basically, and everybody's about to crack on him. So Billy, Adam Sandler, like he goes up and he just like pees his own, or like I don't know if he wets his pants. I think he wets his pants. And they're like, "Oh my God, Billy wet his pants too." He's like, "What? You don't wet your pants? It's the coolest," And he basically, by the end of it, like all the kids are wetting their pants because they think it's like the coolest thing to do. What's up, everyone? Thank you so much for joining us. Raul said, "Happy Gilmore." That's another good one. So that one, if you haven't seen that one,
that's one you quote the most.
That one I quote, yeah. I quoted a lot. But Happy Gilmore is basically a story of a disgraced hockey player who somehow like falls into playing golf, and he's like really good at it because he has such a strong swing that he can drive the ball like a crazy distance. Like he basically has like the best drive in golf, which is like a really good thing. But it's funny because he's like super inaccurate at close range, which is like another really funny thing. But with Adam Sandler, like all his movies are so like out there, especially in the 90s, but they kind of like, you can't help it. They're so freaking funny, honestly. I love it. Another movie, and I'm not sure if it was in the 90s, but I'm pretty sure is The Wedding Singer. So
that 90s?
Yeah, that one's really funny when the old guy goes to punch that the boyfriend or whatever. Right. He's like, "I'm sorry, I'm not as strong as I used to be." I don't know why that always cracked me up too. There's like a lot of little things from movies that just, I don't know if you guys are the same way. Like maybe not to a lot of people is it like the standout moment of the movies, but to me, like it's what cracks me up. Stop looking at me, Swan. Yep. Raul said, "I loved The Wedding Singer." It's such a good movie, dude. It's such a good movie. Drew Barrymore, yes. Right? Another 90s darling, Drew Barrymore and Adam. They have really good chemistry. That's what I love their movies. Like 50 First Dates is another one. That one's in the 2000s as well. Actually, we have that one, huh? Or we had it at least, unless we threw it away.
On Blu-ray, yeah.
Honestly, a lot of our movies are so scratched up and stuff just from moving around, and then once we had the kids too and stuff. What's up,
Hi,
Stacia? Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Waterboy's another great one.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's one that you quote a lot too.
yeah. Like I said, I can quote that movie bar for bar. Like honestly, like I really can, and I have good timing with that one. If I'm not mistaken, Waterboy came out in '98. It might have came out in '97 in theaters, but if I'm not mistaken, it was in '98 because I remember that whole summer of '98 or '99, '98 or '99, around there. It might have been '99 actually. Such a great movie though. The Sandlot, you play ball like a girl. Honestly, The Sandlot is another good one.
Yeah,
oh my God, I love The Sandlot. But that's another one that I was scared of because of that big dog.
The big Saint Bernard.
Yeah, as a little boy, I remember
like a big old monster.
Anytime that they had the scenes with that dog, I would always get mad nervous. Like, I don't know how would it scare you at all?
Well, yeah, the way they would like do the effects with the fence would be shaking. It looked like it was like almost like an earthquake.
Yeah, like it could bend things, like bend metal and all that. Yeah, it was crazy. They did a great job of building anticipation.
I think like after a while, like the fear, like the initial fear of the dog
kind
went
of
away.
goes away. Yeah. I think the first time I saw the movie, I was pretty scared. Mm-hmm. I think after the first time, I calmed down a lot as well. But I love The Sandlot. It has a great.
But honestly, I don't even know if I truly was super scared though, because I was like, a dog? What's so scary about dog?
Well, I mean, to me, the way that they made it seem like you said, like it was like basically like a monster. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, like yeah.
Played into our imagination.
Definitely. Raul said yes, The Sandlot. Mm-hmm. Our Jurassic Chaos said I love The Sandlot.
Such a good movie.
And then real quick, I want to go back. Mr. Deeds is also a good movie. I know a lot of people don't really care for Mr. Deeds, like, or at least it's not talked about a lot. But I quote that movie a lot too. So the part where like every time that the butler would sneak up on him, he'd be like, "Oh snap! Oh, you scared the crap out of me." He'd be like, "You're so sneaky." He's like, "Yes, very, very sneaky, sir." I quote that line all the time. Very sneaky, sir. Like, you know, I don't know why, but it always comes
Rob
in handy.
Schneider? Yeah. It was the butler, right?
No, it wasn't Rob Schneider. It was the guy who plays dang, I don't know his actor's name.
No.
He's like in the Batman. He's in the new movie, The Batman. He plays like Maroni or whatever.
Let's see. Mr. Deeds.
Raul said, I remember I knew every line from The Little Rascals as a kid. What's the number for 911? I love that movie too. That movie was one that I could watch all the time. I even introduced the kids to it because it was one of those movies that I'm like, I can't let these kids grow up and not watch it at least one time as a kid. Yeah, we gotta watch it again because Dominic's getting older, and I want him to still watch those movies like and relate to them. You know what I mean? Because he's still that small where I feel like he can relate to them. So I really want him to see it again. I love that movie. It's one of my favorites. Like,
it says
it's so nostalgic.
The butler was John Turturro.
Yeah, that's him.
Okay.
Yeah. He's in the Batman. He's like in that one, the new Batman, the Batman. He plays like one of the bad guys, one of the villains, like one of the main guys. Mm-hmm. She said all of them pretty much look the same still from The Sandlot. Yeah, I've seen those guys like throw out first pitches at games, and not personally, right? But I've seen on TV, I've seen TikToks with them and shorts and stuff like that, and they still look very, very much the same as they used to, pretty much. What's up, guys? Hello, Gio and Grace. Hi, everyone. What's up,
everybody? Congrats on hitting 5K.
Yes,
we're so happy for you.
Definitely a huge congratulations, guys. Congratulate everything Isabel for hitting 5K. If you guys haven't checked out her channel, check it out. She does cooking. She does daily vlogs. She does shopping, makeup, cosmetic reviews. So she has like literally a little bit of everything, but everything revolves around her tastes, her likes. So you guys have to check out her channel. But she just hit 5,000 subscribers, and it's crazy. It seems like everybody's doing a little something these days and hitting some goals. And honestly, like, couldn't be happier. Honestly, we couldn't be happier because
we love seeing other people hit their goals.
And Isabel's videos are some of like the coolest ones to just kind of like how do I say, like, just watch and just like let yourself like kind of get into, like really, because like the way she does her videos is really, really cool. It's just like, it feels like you're right there shopping with her or whatever.
Yeah, it's a daily
really cool.
vlog, so just...
I love that style. We have never really done that style, and it's not really, I don't know, it's not something I don't know if whoever will do a lot. I mean, I would love to, but I love like people like Isabel who do it. And, no, that's what I'm saying. I love people like Isabel who could do that because I find it to be intimidating. Straight up, it's funny to say. I do. I really do. The best 90s Disney movie is a Goofy movie. Honestly, I gotta ring the cowbell for that one. Honestly, I love a Goofy movie. I know I keep saying I love, but a Goofy movie was another. I do. I miss the 90s so bad as far as like the
kids.
the vibes of it. Yeah, but honestly, like it was so cool when I first saw it because I hella could relate to Max. Like I just wanted to be cool, and I think that was his big thing is he just wanted to be cool because he wanted a girl to like him. I wanted to be cool, whether it was a girl to like me or just like to perform with like my favorite artist on stage seemed like a dream, you know? And so that movie, it's not only funny, but it's very, very heartwarming. We've talked about this movie not that long ago. And I said, one thing I said about it is I understand Goofy's relationship with Max and why he was afraid of the things he was afraid that were going to happen to Max. Because when I was a kid, I'd be like, man, why is Goofy tripping? You know, like, why does he even care? He thinks that Max is going to be like a criminal. And he thinks that Max, because you remember he gets in trouble. And so that's why he takes him on a road trip. It's like a way to save his son, basically, from becoming like a criminal. You know what I mean? So at that time, I didn't understand it. Now as a parent, I'm like, man, Goofy was just looking out for Max. He was doing it all the wrong ways. I mean, in a sense, right and wrong. He was doing it in the right way that he was trying to spend time with him. I think he was doing it in the wrong ways that he wasn't listening to him at all. Like he wasn't listening to Max's like needs at all. So it's one thing to be like, hey, you know, we'll try to make it to the concert, and a whole nother thing to be like, nope, we're gonna do this, and then like, you know, kind of like force it on him, which is why they have conflict in the movie. Honestly, I could literally break down that movie deep. I feel like it is a deep movie. I'm gonna start watching the movies now. So many good ones. Honestly, we forget, and I think that's why I really, really wanted to do this. When everybody picked 90s and 2000s, I thought it was such a great idea because there's just so much things that we forget about, and even in the chat, you guys have helped us remember a lot. You know what, Isabel? They spelled it with, is it an E or I?
Yes, they spelled it J-E-O.
They spelled it J-E-O. So we went to one of our favorite...
You misspelled the misspelling.
We went to our new favorite boba place. And if you guys haven't already, check out our shorts. We have a 2-part series of shorts. It's like 2 minutes long when you put them together. Literally 2 minutes long. But where we try out 6 different mochi donuts. And so it's from that place called Honey Pearl Cafe. And so... they asked me for my name when they took my order, and I was like Geo. And usually what happens is G-E-O. A lot of people put Geo.
Like Geo Metro.
Yeah, which is fine. Like, I don't care. Like, it doesn't bother me that much. But that was the first time I've ever seen it straight up spelled J-E-O.
Never.
I never in my whole 30 plus years of existence.
I've seen your name spelled with a J, but I've never seen somebody misspell Geo.
Geo,
like it's
yeah.
Geo, like with a J.
So weird. So weird.
But teach them.
Second is The Lion King. The Circle of Life. Honestly, that was one of those movies that would scare me too. Believe it or not, I feel like every time that Scar and Simba would fight, it always like scared the crap out of me. But I loved it. I watched it all the time. I watched that. I watched The Little Mermaid a lot because my sister loved The Little Mermaid, and honestly, it is a good movie. Then I had a cousin of mine who had Beauty and the Beast, so we would watch that one a lot. Had another cousin who had a Goofy movie. Had another cousin who had Aladdin. So as you can tell, I didn't really have a lot of these movies.
No, I had a lot of Disney VHSs. I regret not holding on.
Did you guys, growing up, buy a lot of movies, whether they were VHS or DVD or even now Blu-ray in the recent 10 years?
We bought a lot of VHSs, but mainly Disney VHSs because we asked for them.
Yeah, no, we got it.
And then too, like, you know, like certain video stores would have sales, so back then.
Yeah, see, my parents would never want to buy those things, but my dad would every once in a while get like the memberships to like almost like the Columbia House thing, but for movies. So I forgot what it was called for movies, but basically they would send him like 20, I don't know about 20 movies. They would send him like 12 movies or whatever. And so we'd have all these new movies. So he had like the weirdest movies. He had JFK, the one with Kevin Costner. He had Bird on a Wire or something like that. Like all these different movies. Yeah. D said, I miss the 90s too. Everything was perfect. You know what? We probably remember it as perfect, but, you know, I didn't have a lot of stress because, you know, I was a kid. You know, like, I spent my time either outside riding my bike, eventually in the 2000s, riding my skateboard, but mostly riding my bike, playing basketball because my parents set up, like, a basketball court, like, in our driveway. Nothing crazy, just, like, a little hoop, but playing basketball, like, playing video games with my friends. Everything involved somebody, though. Like, I think that's one difference now is that now, like, you know, I have a lot of friends, like, on PlayStation and stuff like that, but I hardly ever play with any of them because everybody's, like, on such different schedules. And also, like, as much as I wish, it doesn't feel the same either, like, as being in the same room as somebody. Like, it's very disconnected. So, I don't know. I really enjoyed those times of the 90s that we would play together. We would have to make believe a little more. We didn't have as much TV shows, so it really caused us to have to go outside
of our. We
didn't
have access to instant cartoons and stuff like that.
I think that's why our generation and like even Gen X. What's up, Papas? In a second, okay. So that's why I think our generation has a really good sense of humor. Because also we didn't have a lot of like shows that were kids shows sometimes, so we would have to watch sitcoms. Like so, I watched a lot of like Drew Carey Show, Friends, all those like great nice sitcoms. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Family Matters, everything on TGIF obviously was always good. We talked about Boy Meets World last time too. I miss the 90s. I didn't have to adult. Exactly. That's what I miss too. I miss just feeling like a kid and being a kid. I think like places like Disneyland and Game Life, places like Disneyland do a really great job of like helping us heal that inner child or bring out the inner child. Some of us don't necessarily maybe have to heal in that regard. But for me, like, you know, when I go and like I can really lose myself in the moment, it feels that way. And I think that's what a lot of us chase is that feeling of being kids again. So if you were a kid in the 2000s, you're probably nostalgic for the 2000s, right? Like if you're a kid in the 80s, which I know there's some that you remember like the 80s a lot as well, that's the same thing. So, you know, that's why I love reminiscing. I mean, some people say reminiscing is the worst way to spend time or something like that. I've heard that saying before. But I think, if you know, it never hurts to look back, right? It never does, you know, especially so we can look forward to the future too. Yep. There you go, Gio and Phrase. I like that one. I like that one. Yeah, I like that one. Because Paula, I'm not sure if she's in the chat, but Paula P always, and shout out to her, she's such a sweetheart. She was like, Grace and Gio. Always Grace and Gio. I love her for that. That's awesome.
Ladies first.
That's right. Mars Attacks. That was actually a decent movie. I liked it. I didn't see it a whole lot, but that was a movie that I saw a couple times. And I love the visual style of it. There was something about it that was so creepy but I loved it so much. I loved it, and it was like meant to be like a retro kind of movie, but obviously it wasn't retro. It was new, but yeah. Let's see. Is Gio pronounced Hio? That's what I said. That's what I said. I was like, what did they think? Come on, at least use the G. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, a great movie. I'll be honest with you, I don't remember if it's as good as I remember it. It's been a very, very long time.
It's been a long time since I've seen it too.
When I was a kid, I
remember liking it. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it when I was a kid. Honestly, did you ever did you watch all of them, or did you just watch like
just the first?
Because there's Honey, I Shrunk the Kid and Honey, I Blew Up the Kid.
No, I don't think I saw that one.
I
remember seeing the previews for it, but I don't remember.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, we got to watch that one together. It's funny. It's like a little toddler, like getting literally blown up, like until like just be like 50 times.
Well, I remember him walking around the city or whatever in the preview.
The guitar. Did you ever see that part?
I think so.
Where there was like a guitar from like I think it was a Hard Rock Cafe or something like that. He pulls the guitar and he's like pretending to play it. Raul said, I still sing The Lion King when I hear it at the Disney store. Watch Raul in the middle of the cycle of life. Everybody's just like,
What?
oh my gosh, yes.
Dominic loves that movie.
Yeah, Dominic loves that movie because they had him
idol.
because they have a McDonald's inside of the. Come on, the McDonald's inside the mansion.
He was like mind blown when he saw that movie.
You know what? Blank Check and Richie Rich were both really cool movies. Blank Check was weird. We'll talk about it right now. But Richie Rich was a really, really good movie. I loved it.
Are you done? Are you done?
We'll give you some right now.
Are you still working on your homework?
Finish up. You're still working on it. Okay.
You done? Okay, put your pencil away and go wash your hands.
So yeah, Blank Check is another movie that was very similar to Richie Rich, except it was very different. So Blank Check was about a kid who like got hit by like some like rich dude on a bike, right? And it was like money that was supposed to be like bribe money or laundered money, but he gives the kid a blank check because he messed up his bike and this dude's trying to get away. Like he was just trying to get to where he's going to. And the kid like forged like signatures and all that and made it into a $1 million check. And he went to the bank and he was able to cash it. And then it kind of goes from there. But I think the reason that movie's weird is because it's like it features like a relationship with like basically like a kid and an adult. Like the woman, like it's very, very it's not cool. I probably won't see that movie again. But yeah, when I was a kid, I thought it was cool. Not so much now. There you go, Grace. This one's for you.
No, we haven't talked about it yet, but yes, that was a good movie. I also had that on VHS and the CD and the cassette. Well, first the cassette and then the CD.
Yeah.
But yes, Spice Girls.
Spice Girls were cool. I'm not gonna lie. They had great songs.
Mm-hmm. Such an interesting movie.
I honestly could never get through it.
Really?
I can never get through it.
I mean, not saying it's an interesting movie as far as like a great movie.
Just as far as like the spectacle of it. Yeah, no, honestly, I could never get through it at all. I just couldn't. Hold on. Hold on. Let me read this one. My dad had all the VHS movies. He would run to buy the Disney movies as soon as it came out. Aw, that's so awesome. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah. I wish my parents were like that. My parents would always just yell at me for wanting things. Mm-hmm. Literally, like I felt like I would get yelled at for having desires. I think I told
you this story, but I remember, like I think I was so little that I didn't understand at the time. But they kept showing like the preview, like every time I would watch like a certain movie for Oliver and Company. So I would beg my dad, like, Dad, like, let's rent Oliver and Company. Let's rent Oliver and Company. And he didn't know it wasn't out yet until one day he asked. He's like, let me ask and see, like, this, is this work? Where is the movie? Like, because you could go and ask, like, oh, he can help me find the movie, right? And they're like, sir, that movie hasn't come out in theaters yet. And he's like, oh, that makes sense as to why I can't find it on the shelf.
That's hilarious. I swear. That's such a dad thing because that's happened to me recently where the kids asked me for a movie and I'm like looking for it and it turned out it hadn't even came out in theaters. The same thing happened recently. Mm-hmm. I just want to say what's up to Spice. Lady Sith, what's up? And so he says, Wasabi, Gio, and Grace. Lady Sith says hi too. She's listening and playing Jedi Survivor. I still need to beat the first one. I'm almost there because I want to play Jedi Survivor too. So shout out to you guys. Sounds fun. I need to make some time so I can beat that first game so I can play.
Watching you play, I remember
awesome.
I remember there was like a glitch and I beat a certain thing in the game.
Yeah.
You're like, can't do this. And I'm like, let me try.
And she did it.
And I did it.
Sometimes, you know what? Hey, you just need somebody else to step in and handle business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see real quick. And then there was somebody else I saw come on in. I just want to say what's up in case. What's up, Parkinson? Bacon, what's up? And shout out to Kaylin. Congratulations on a really dope track season. We're sorry we couldn't make it out to any of the meets. We're hoping that if you have another one and we're able to make it out, we will. So congratulations to you guys. Bacon, Parkinson, their family. So, we love them. But yeah, honestly, just keep going. Honestly, in everything you're doing, Caitlin, keep going. Honestly, you can't go wrong. Just be consistent. All right, let me go back up so I can read some of these ones that, oh my gosh, there's so much. You guys are throwing a lot. So we're going to just go through real quick on some of these, okay? Because I just know that there's just so much. But this movie, Clueless, a great movie.
The one with Alicia Silverstone.
Great movie, honestly.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
It was like my first like teenage kind of like coming of age movie.
Paul Rudd was in that movie too, huh?
Yeah, Paul Rudd was in it. Was it Stacey Dash? Not such a huge fan of hers. Donald Faison from Scrubs. Mm-hmm. So it had some really, really cool people in it. Mm-hmm. But that was like the first coming of age like teenage movie that I remember really, really liking, like really coming into. Full House, classic, honestly.
Yes.
Yeah, classic. And we talked about it last week. Did. Yeah, yeah. So we mentioned how, black people call it Michelle.
When is Michelle coming?
TGIF needs to come back. I 100% agree. Mm-hmm. I just want them to bring it back in some form, kind of like the way we remember it, where it's like young comedies, family friendly. Like, yeah, you can still dabble and deal with different things, but I just don't think it needs to be like stupid for it to be funny. So I think that's my biggest thing. I miss Blockbuster every Saturday night, Domino's Pizza and movies. You know what, dude? We miss Blockbuster as well because it was like a tradition. But, I feel like it was more something Grace and I did.
Yeah, I was going to say when we first
started dating.
Got married and well, when we started dating, yeah.
That too, yeah.
Yeah.
We would go to the one, and
that was one of our first.
It would take forever for us to choose a movie though. Like we're legit.
Just like now.
Ever. Just like now. Now it's just we're doing this. And then skip apps. I don't even like anything on here.
The first movie we ever rented together, do you remember what it was?
Nacho Libre?
Yeah.
Yeah, because every time we're on the studio tour and they're like rolling by the old Mexico set, I always think as soon as they say Nacho Libre, I was like, oh, that's the first movie we ever watched together.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Bobby's World.
Bobby's World.
Every morning before I went to
school. I still remember. It was cool, honestly. I love Bobby's World. I miss those things. Let's see. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids made me want oatmeal cream pie cookies, but then they weren't that good.
No, they're really not that good, honestly.
Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Isabel, this was my heart.
Oh my
this
God.
was my heart, girl. This was this and My Girl were and Boy Meets World were the ones that could just tug at my heartstrings. Mm-hmm. And I loved all the Land Before Times. I don't remember which one I stopped watching at because I know that there's quite a bit of them.
Yeah,
but at least the first three, I was a huge fan of each and every one of them.
Oh my God, those movies were so. I remember we tried to put one on for the kids and they were.
Yeah, they weren't into it. I was very, very sad. But, that's how it goes. Maybe it's the changing times or whatnot, but I'm not really sure. But it just kind of goes to show that maybe what we thought was cool, they don't really think is cool anymore. And real quick, I see a couple faces in here. I want to say, what's up to Color? Shout out to the Bay Area. And we got FL Vlogs in here. What's up, FL Vlogs? Shout out to you guys. Guys, they had actually the FL Vlogs Park and Sip and Jaycation. Shout out to Jay. I was on there last week. Yeah, on Tuesday. And it was fun because he was able to ask some questions, which is really, really kind of refreshing just to have somebody ask and kind of being able to talk about some of the things that we've been either doing or some of our tastes, some of our likes, dislikes, things that, we're going to be coming up in the future, things like that. So make sure you guys check out the FL Vlogs, Carla and Kiko, Spine Ticks, everybody here. I think we already mentioned everything. Isabel. Park and Sip.
Can't forget Park and Sip.
Can't forget Park and Sip. So yeah, check out all these amazing, awesome channels. Game Life as well. Yeah, definitely. There's so much awesome creators in here. So let me go back up. Let me see if we missed anything. The Addams Family, obviously with the whole emergence of Wednesday, the show, which I loved that show, by the way. I didn't know if I would, but everybody kept hyping it up. And you know what? Yeah, because I thought Christina Ricci was the perfect Wednesday Addams. And Jenna Ortega did a really, really good job. Yeah, Jenna Ortega, the words of my people. I don't know why. Every time I say her name, and if I say it with the more of the American accent, the English accent, it just makes me feel like I'm Ortega.
When you say Jenna,
Jenna Ortega. Ortega. That's the way I say it. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Say it how you will. And I just can't wait. No, you were saying cigüeña in the middle of World of Disney, dude. Don't lie. In the middle of World of Disney. Aw, Casper. Aw. I love that movie too.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time. I think the kids would really like it.
I think Avery would have to understand that it's not a horror movie. Because Avery thinks everything's horror related.
No, honestly, she's not scared of those things. She watched Hocus Pocus and she loved it. She watched Nightmare Before Christmas and she loved it. It's just certain things that just, I think like...
It happens.
I think when it's violent is when she doesn't like it.
I think if it's like super like tense, like if it's like a really tense, like kind of like what is it? Is they say fight or flight mode kind of thing? Then she gets like really nervous. I think she kind of like can empathize with the characters, and it kind of like freaks her out. I think. Raul said The Land Before Time is one of my favorites. Jude said yes, Blank Check was a good movie, but weird. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm not mistaken, the lady kisses the kid. If I'm not mistaken, and that's very weird. Dominic's over here stopping me, like, what? Can I watch it?
He wanted ice cream.
All right. I'll get up right now in 1 second. So much nostalgia. Yes. I love the Iron Giant. You know what? I think I would like it more now than I did back then. I don't think I really cared for it too much back then.
Nice.
Watched it, but I don't remember it being like, Do you wanna give it to them, or do you want me to give it to them?
You can give it to them. Just ask Avery if she wants. So I don't think she will.
Here, you can. I think it's from right here below. So right there below. And then obviously you can check right there, see if anybody comes in.
No, don't want to. Let's see. Let me scroll down. Oh, Raul says I still have the Jurassic Park VHS. Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
Isabel says Homeward Bound and Beethoven. Yes. Oh my gosh, Homeward Bound. I love Homeward Bound.
Oh, she fell asleep.
Yeah, I told her she could go to sleep. But yeah, Homeward Bound. I loved Homeward Bound. I even named one of my dogs after the cat, Sassy.
Yeah.
I know. I'm gonna watch.
Okay. Here, look. Let me give him a cup for this. You can look. Let me show you.
But
did you need to wash your hands?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll put it right here right now.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The movie, the best. Yes, that is the best movie. That is right.
Here, I'll put it right there.
I had that one on VHS too. And I think I had the second one on VHS as well. I had a lot of VHSs now that I think of it. Plus Disney. The Big Green. I didn't see The Big Green, but I think Gio did.
I loved The Big Green. Such an awesome movie.
Spine Tech said Lady Sith is majorly hooked on the game. I don't know if he had brought that one up yet. Jumanji, yes. Jumanji's a good movie. I know Gio loves that movie a lot too.
Subscribe. Subscribe, please. Please.
Man, Blank Check rocked hard. That dude had the freshest toys. That's what Gio was saying. That's a smoochie. I don't think I saw that one. I don't know if Gio did either. Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter is Dead. The best. Yes, I remember watching that movie too. That was a good movie.
I remember one of my friends tried to get me to watch Drop Dead Fred, but I don't know if that was a 90's one.
Ren and Stimpy. Yes, that was a good show. Let's see. Let me catch up. FL Block said, love Land Before Time, my childhood cartoons. I've also tried to show our kids our cartoons and they don't like it, yeah.
It's maybe the animation, maybe it's just the times, but yeah, it's just...
There's certain things that our kids really like. Like, I think we're mentioning Richie Rich is one of the movies.
Yeah.
The Sandlot they really liked.
Mm-hmm.
I think they liked The Little Rascals. I think Dominic did for sure.
Yeah.
I don't remember if Avery paid attention. And then... what's the other movie they really, really like? Well, obviously Home Alone. They love Home Alone.
Yeah. They love Home Alone.
Yeah. That's our tradition every Christmas season.
Yeah. We love it. We love it. As a family, and I'm so happy we do. We had the best childhood, no doubt. Yep. I would say so. Yeah. We actually still went outside a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it.
Jenna Ortega is their cousin?
Who's your cousin?
Is it Jenna Ortega?
Is that what you just said right now? We had to take a hard pause on that one. Yeah, we moved the stream for Loteria night for Wednesday. Oh, okay. So you guys hear it first. If I can make it, I might join the FL vlogs for Loteria. If not, regardless, you guys should check them out. It's a lot of fun. It really, really is. Hocus Pocus, always watched during Halloween. I still haven't seen it in a long time. I know that the kids, you guys watched it. I wasn't. Oh, you know what? I was, but I was like mostly paying attention to my phone. I'm sorry, guys. If a vlog said, thank you, Gio, for joining us on Tuesday. You guys are awesome. No, appreciate you. Honestly, like, you know, I was happy. Like, I was like, oh, man, like, and it was one of those nights that I didn't know if I was going to be able to get on for a long time, but I'm glad that, you know, I was able to be on for
I
an
couldn't
hour.
be on, but
yeah, it didn't work out.
I was there in spirit.
Yeah, she was here. Just not here.
I was giving him the death stare.
Yeah, pretty much.
You liar.
You know what? We saw this, and you guys got to get us on Jurassic 2, okay? Because we haven't been on Jurassic.
I'm down. You're not down. I don't want to.
I'm not down in the winter when it's cold. No, I'm not down when it's cold, like super cold. I'm not gonna front.
I'm down
like,
anytime. I'm down in the rain even.
No,
I'm down. I'm that. I like it.
We talked about this show last week too, Animaniacs. Remember what I said? It reminded me of the Water Tower, the WB. So love that show as well. Such a nostalgic after-school show for me. Like, that's when I remember watching it the most. James and the Giant Peach. Great stop-motion animation as well. I just remember that peach looked freaking delicious. Like, when they would serve it to each other, come on, guys. That peach looked money. That was the real one that I would have been like, peaches, 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 peaches. I got a 90s movie. I bet no one has seen it. Ghost Dad Bill Cosby. I can't say I've even heard of it. I can't say I've even heard of it.
I never saw it though. I heard of it.
Yeah, no, I've never even ever heard of it. That's a good one. You stumped me on that one. I loved the James and the Giant Peach book. I miss reading those fantasy stories. I read it in class too. I'm sure. Did you read it?
Yeah, we did read it.
Yeah, and then we watched the movie. I think the movie was pretty new, which was crazy because we read the book and then the movie came out. That's how young we were.
I like the movie.
I loved it. I love the movie. I think we should watch it with the kids. I actually do think they would like it.
Avery might get.
Yes, Jenna Ortega. Oh, she might / can be my cousin.
Oh.
Let's just say she is. Let's just say she is. That's pretty amazing if that's true. That's pretty awesome. That's really awesome.
Wow, that's awesome.
I have a cousin who was an actor, but I think the best he did was, and I love him to death, and he will admit it, McDonald's commercial. So we're all proud of him. Very, very proud of him. And it was funny because they would always ask me, like, and this is in the 2000s, by the way, so this kind of, I guess this is relevant. So they would always ask, like, did you see, his name is Boris, did you see Boris's commercial? And I'd always be like, no. And then it would come on and like somebody would yell, Boris's commercial would be on. And like, I'd run over there and the commercial would be over. So I can honestly,
I think I saw it before you even saw it.
Yeah, I can wholeheartedly say I maybe saw it one time. But this dude, he was in a McDonald's commercial. Good for him. He was on a computer. It was like the iCarly situation. It was pretty funny. Just sit 5th or 6th row and you won't get wet. But the whole point is to get wet. All right.
But you don't want to get.
But I don't want to get wet.
This is my life, guys.
I love Cool Runnings. That's such an awesome sports movie. Yeah. Completely. When I saw that movie, I don't even remember what I was thinking I was watching. I was just watching it and it blew me away. It's such a funny, cool, down-to-earth, like heartwarming movie about this this Jamaican bobsled team. So in Jamaica, obviously it doesn't really snow, or at least from what I know. And so it was basically like these guys who didn't qualify for the Olympics trying to qualify in a different way. It was crazy. It's such a great movie though. Very funny. And shout out to John Candy, RIP. Like, he was awesome in that movie. I think you already talked about this one.
Yeah, I know you.
Yeah,
like that.
I liked it. I thought it was good. It was about soccer, football, but it was good. It was like very different than what you're used to seeing in a lot of those movies.
There were so many movies that came out like that.
Yeah.
At that time, so I was like,
yeah, it was different. It was different. It had like a different vibe than a lot of the sports movies at that time. Bacon said, "I seen it." The one that Carl and Kiko were
I'm
mentioning.
sure.
Yeah, I hadn't
Bacon
even heard of
loves
it.
watching, I feel like, those obscure type movies. But that's what we love.
Yeah. But yeah, no, honestly, you guys have been coming up with like a lot of things like that. I don't even like, even Blank Check was one of those things that I like was like in the back of my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, I want to say what's up to Hortensia. What's up, Hortensia? Hortensia's another person who's been going live now.
Yes.
You can catch her on Twitch.
Yes.
You can catch her on IG, and then pretty soon, if she hasn't already, we can catch her here on YouTube as well. So she's been mixing it up on the turntable. She's doing an amazing job. We were watching for a very long time on Twitch.
We were vibing out yesterday.
We really were, honestly.
We were all in our room getting us hyped for Monday.
And I was about to say that. I was like, all the anxiety of like having to go to work the next day, but it was nice to have that to kind of like take away from it. And honestly, keep doing what you're doing. I think even like with us in YouTube, it's just like taking a leap of faith and doing something that you enjoy or that you enjoyed watching, and you think, you know what, I really would love to do this. And so I commend you for it. I know Grace does as well. But yeah, much love to our fans.
Sure if you guys haven't already, follow her on Twitch.
Follow her on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, and then follow her on Instagram as well.
Oh, that's nice. Let's
see if we missed anything. Then said, "How's your evening going?" It is going well. I think the only thing, I mean, and I don't want to get too much into it, but Avery's been kind of not feeling amazing today, so we're just keeping an eye on that and keeping an ear on that. So if we do end up ending the live like sooner than later, it might be because of that reason, but you guys already know how it goes. You already know how we prioritize things, and you know we love to come on and
already, but
she if she wakes up and she's like something's not okay, then we're gonna probably end it. But you know, the biggest thing is that we're happy that we're able to come on, even if it's for an hour. We always say that, even if it's for an hour, let's just go on, let's say what's up, let's hang out, because we have a good time anyways. Real quick, I want to say what's up to Jeremy. What's up, Jeremy? Thank you so much for coming in, Jeremy. Happy Mix It Up Monday.
Bonkers and gargoyles, yes.
Bonkers and gargoyles. Man, you guys are talking to my heart today. Wow.
Everything that we love.
But you know what? It's like, it's that common thread, you know, that especially if we're kids around that time, we were all basically watching the same thing, you know. Some of us, maybe if we had cable, maybe a little more. Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. I wanted to go back up to this one. Rugrats, Doug, Tiny Toons Adventures.
Honestly, I will say I used to love watching Doug, but darn, Doug frustrated me sometimes. I'm like, Doug, snap out of it, Doug.
Doug was an
even at such a young age, I'm like, Doug, come on, chill, bro. Like,
yeah, he really did. He needs to chill a lot. I love the cartoon, but it really bothered me that her last name was Mayonnaise. It really bothered me. Like Patty Mayonnaise.
You feel like you could smell her?
No. No. Did you feel like you could smell her?
Like smell like mayonnaise, weirdo. Like I just imagine she smelled like mayonnaise. I'm not talking about anything else. What the heck? Right away. Gutter.
See, this is why I don't like Patty Mayonnaise. She just proved my point.
Oh my gosh. It's telling me to use. Where's the calendar? Leave me alone, calendar.
Calendar, shut up.
Calendars, let's use your location. I'm like, no.
Thank you so much. Fun going live, getting out of my comfort zone every day. So rewarding and such a great learning experience. It's exactly what it is. Getting out of your comfort zone and learning. Honestly, I tell that to the kiddos all the time. It's not meant to be perfect. Sometimes you're meant to mess up, but learn from your mistakes or get better. I think all I can say, and like without straying too much from our topic, because these are more like Friday conversations, I guess. All I can say is that we hope that with everything that we do, we're getting better, and that it shows. Excuse me. Whether it's the lives or the blogs or the reviews or whatever, we're just trying to get better all the time. Mm-hmm. Kind of like how Hortensia is saying right now, getting out of your comfort zone. I think we see a lot of creators doing that recently, getting out of their comfort zone, and you see some of them blowing up, growing quickly. Mm-hmm. And even for us, you know, we've had over 100 new subscribers in the last 28 days. So if you're a new subscriber from that time and you're watching the replay or you're watching right now, we want to say thank you and welcome to our channel. But yeah, you know, this is what we do. We either do it on Mondays or we do it on Fridays or we do it at the theme parks. But, you know, just same thing, get better with everything you do, guys, whether it's your career, whether it's a hobby, whether it's relationships. Just keep pushing, get out of your comfort zone, and do the best you can. Carla Kiko said, hope she feels better soon. We do too. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Thank you so much. It means a lot. Darkwing Duck. Yep. That's another one. I used to be mad into Darkwing Duck when I was like little. I thought he was the coolest. I legit thought he was the coolest.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah. Beavis and Butthead. I didn't watch it that much in the 90s, but I watched it in the 2000s. I watched the reruns a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched the reruns a lot more, but I can always appreciate it.
I probably
It's such a funny
shouldn't have
show.
watched it, but I did.
But you know what? Shout out to Mike Judge, the creator, because King of the Hill.
Yes.
Like King of the Hill, we talked about it last week. Man, King of the Hill is one of those shows that I freaking love. And I think they're bringing it out on...
Well, it was on Netflix before. I don't know if they're bringing it, or it was on Hulu. We watched it on Hulu too. Yeah,
we're gonna have to watch it back. I love King of the Hill.
Or do they have it on HBO?
Was it on HBO or was it on Disney?
Oh, maybe they're bringing it on to Disney.
Is that what we had saw?
I think so.
I don't know, but I love King of the Hill. DuckTales, that's another good one. We actually talked about a little bit about that one. I told you, Raul, the doctor, when I talked to you last time, I said we talked a lot of different things that you would have loved talking about. My cartoons, Dragon Ball Z, and the Saiyan Saga and the Frieza Saga. Come on, dude. Classics. Mwah. C'est magnifique. Yep. I love it too.
And honestly, I guess I did see some of Dragon Ball back in the early 90s, like before school. For some reason, they would show up before school. But
I watched it too, but mostly in Mexico. Believe it or not.
Oh yeah, I did watch it in Mexico too.
Mostly in Mexico.
Listening to Goku in Spanish and all the characters and.
It was weird for me to hear it in English because I was used to Vegeta, the Vegeta, the Spanish version, their voice. So like Goku, then all their voices were so different to me. And then when I started watching it in the United States, like I think it was more like on Cartoon Network or something like that, right? Like it's one of those channels. But I love Dragon Ball Z. I love Dragon Ball Super as well. Dragon Ball Super is a lot more recent, but Dragon Ball Z is probably my favorite one. Same thing, like he said, Frieza and the Saiyan Saga. If you guys haven't got into anime, I feel like Dragon Ball is like the easiest anime to get into. And I was actually, believe it or not, Angel, I actually liked the original Dragon Ball because I watched it first before I watched Dragon Ball Z. So I did have the benefit of actually being able to watch it from when Goku was a kid to when he became an adult. So that was something that I think a lot of people our age didn't do that. They watched Dragon Ball Z first, and so a lot of them couldn't even get into the original Dragon Ball. But I did the opposite. I was very, very small. Same thing, Mexico. We went to Mexico a lot. So we got to watch it a lot over there. I can hear the theme song to Doug. I love it. Let's see. Ren and Stimpy. We talked a little bit about that one as well. I loved how weird it was. I loved how weird it was.
The animation.
It was
and just
the characters. Yeah. It was kind of gross. It was a little like out there. It was very, very out there. I don't know. It was trippy to me. Raul the Doctor. We talked about this one as well. Power Rangers. Yeah, Power Rangers. I've actually been watching a lot of documentaries on the original like 6 seasons of Power Rangers, I think it was. I stopped watching it when it became Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. So I watched pretty much from the Mighty Morphin all the way to there. So I've been doing a little research and just kind of seeing what's up. Been doing a lot more research on comic books and different things like that, different arcs. You know, shout out to Spine Ticks. It's just, they make it so interesting. So we figured, hey, you know, we really, really have been watching just like literally like comics explained, different shows from back then, like broken down, like even like, you know, obviously, like I mentioned, Power Rangers, just like the history of it, how it started off in Japan and all that cool stuff.
Let's say goodnight to D.
All right, let's see where she's at. It hasn't popped up. Oh, right there. Have to go, but we'll finish watching later tonight. Have a good night, everyone. Love the whole nostalgic vibes today. Thank you so much, Steve. Thank you so much. Guys, that's another channel you guys got to check out. We didn't say it, but make sure you guys go check out our Jurassic Chaos. They just went live for the first time, and it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was awesome last week. So
Hope
make sure you check them out.
Live again
yes, absolutely. Dee, thank you so much. Thank you so much to you and Chilo and everyone in your household who hopefully is watching, and we're hoping the kiddos watch too.
Mm-hmm. Have a good night.
All right. Let's see. Let's say what's up to Mick Junebug. What's up, Mick Junebug? Thank you so much for joining us.
And we saw, you know, that your brother's going through some health issues, and we really wish that everything gets better.
Absolutely. All positive vibes, positive thoughts to you. And I know you just hit a milestone as well on YouTube. So congratulations to you. Check out Mick Junebug, guys. Awesome person. Really, really cool person. Let's see here. Let's see. I already pulled out Ren and Stimpy. The Brave Little Toaster. Do you remember this one?
I didn't watch it, but I do remember.
I don't remember it. I don't remember it.
I remember seeing the previews when I watched Thumbelina.
Oh, you know what? It sounds familiar, but I just don't remember it. I just do not remember it.
It was one of those type of movies. It wasn't like a, you know, it wasn't like a.
Grace is going to look at it. Mm-hmm. Hortensia said, yay, almost at 1K. Let's go. Yes, thank you so much. But yeah, we're close, guys. We're getting close every day.
It's from 87, I believe, unless this is not the right movie.
Was there like a remake?
Okay.
That's the only thing I can think of.
The Brave Little Toaster.
Hortensia said, smash that like button if you haven't. Thank you so much, Hortensia. We appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yes, that's a great way to help us out. Just make sure you hit that like button. Help us get out there a little bit more, get discovered a little more. And that really helps us out a lot.
Let's see. Yeah. It came out in 87.
So that's an 87 movie. Ooh, 3 years. 3 years too young. Or too old, I guess.
Oh, it's in a Disney movie. Oh, I don't know why I thought it was like one of those small.
It sounded kind of familiar, but I couldn't remember it. I'll be honest with you. Game Life said Rescue Rangers was so dope. Agreed. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite was Recess. You know what? We talked a little bit about this one. Honestly, I loved Recess. One Saturday morning, that whole like lineup was stacked. ABC, like for a while, it was Fox. So like I would always watch Fox Saturday mornings every morning, every Saturday I guess I should say. And then after a while, like ABC started coming up with like Recess and all those shows, and they're awesome. Animalia and Animaniacs. Yep, Animaniacs, like I mentioned, is one of those shows that I definitely remember. You just gotta ignore everyone around you. Just be yourself and don't be shy. Lots of people get shy and then they give up. Never give up. Exactly. We were, like I said, this is kind of more of a Friday conversation, but we were talking about it the other day and how we were saying like how we were kind of like feeling a little weird when we were filming in the Esplanade because people were walking by, and then later on we're filming and this lady walks up to us just to tell us that she thought what we were doing was cool. So just never know. You know what I mean? People don't always view you the way that you think they view you. And I've been one of those people that, you know, I get really, really nervous or down on myself or negative self-talk a lot in the past, especially because of that, because I'm like trying to like gauge where people are at. But then also you got to like stop feeling that way. Like, you know what I mean? Especially when you do something like DJing or doing you have to kind of let go of that control because there's going to be people who are going to comment certain things.
And she does it so confidently, you know. Like,
yeah, she's awesome, honestly. All our friends doing everything. You guys are awesome. Did we say what's up to SoCalorific?
Hi,
Another awesome content creator as well. Yep, just checked out her today. She dropped a Knots update.
Yeah, we watched it not too long ago.
Yeah, not too long ago. Yeah. Raul, really, Raul?
Raul.
Breaking my heart, Raul.
We love King of the...
It's not for everyone, but I feel like a lot of people can get into it. It's like a sitcom. It literally is just a sitcom. Let's see here. I want to go down the line real quick. Hulu for King of the Hill.
Yeah.
That's what I love. Yes. I remember so many boys in high school had that Dragon Ball Z hair. I don't know. Was that supposed to be Dragon Ball Z or just Spike?
I'm pretty sure it was like both.
I had
like
Spike hair.
Boy
I had Spike hair. Yeah. That was me. I never saw King of the Hill.
It's
Give it a shot. Give it a shot. I think you'll like it. Just gotta just watch it.
Yeah.
I think once you get the humor of it, because it's literally like this really uptight dude. Like once you get the humor of it, it's 10 times funnier. It gets so funny. I love it, honestly.
Dominic, brush your teeth, baby.
Courage the Cowardly Dog. Didn't really watch it. I know about it.
I watched
Didn't really
some
watch
of it.
too
My
much.
sister would watch it, so I would watch it with her.
My boyfriend would headband to get his hair to stand up. That is hilarious, honestly. That is so funny.
Very.
FL Vlogs himself, El Kakaroto. Yeah.
Yes.
Grace and I always mess around like that. Be like, Kakaroto. Kakaroto. Or Kakarot in English. Kakarot. Kakarot.
Or is it technically Japanese?
Well, in Japanese, isn't it?
Is it Son Goku? Or
Kakaroto or something like that, isn't
something
it?
like that. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's just like a different pronunciation. So we watched it in Japanese as well. Like we love watching Dragon Ball like in Japanese with the subtitles because it just you kind of get like more of a sense of I guess of what they're going for. But it honestly
but
you
I
can't
think
miss the point.
the characters would call him Son Goku.
Son Goku.
Which is kind of like mystery.
Yeah, I've also watched it on Spanish. There you go, dude. You know what's up. Honestly, I think I like them better in Spanish than English. Real talk.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Ball's also good. I love Dragon Ball. Mr. Rogers, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. I can't believe I didn't think of that one. Shout out to Mr. Rogers and all the good quality content that he did. Like made you feel like a good person straight up. And yeah, I wish people we still had that mentality.
Right.
Not sure when One Piece started, but I've been eating up all the episodes while I'm at the. You know what? We've tried. We tried.
But I think it's overwhelming to know.
It's a
but
lot of
obviously,
episodes.
Dragon Ball has a lot of episodes too. So or Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, we've talked about it before with friends who get really into it. We're like, as much as we want to get into it, it's just super huge. There's a lot of episodes. Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark? Both good, but I didn't really watch Are You Afraid of the Dark a whole lot. More of a Goosebumps kid. And I used to watch it like this, like under my blanket, even though it wasn't that scary, but for me it was. This is a good one, LA. The PJs, Eddie Murphy. PJs, projects, living in the PJs. I still remember. Yeah, that was a good one. I think it was Claymation, if I'm not mistaken. Claymation?
Yes.
Yeah, it was Claymation. Really funny. Honestly, it was very
kind
unique.
of like, well, you never
Very
saw
unique.
Wallace and Gromit, but yeah, that same kind of animation.
I do, but I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was a really good show. I wish there would have been more episodes, but if you guys ever get the chance to watch it, like if it's on a streaming service, check it out. I think you guys would like it. It was really, really good. It was definitely a product of its time. That's what I love about it. The best ones are the originals Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball GT. Dragon Ball Super is good. I love it, but I love more the originals.
We love Dragon Ball Super.
Never got into GT, though.
Yeah, we tried to
because it's not
GT.
canon.
Yeah.
When I found out that it wasn't canon, like it wasn't part of the actual main storyline, then I just kind of
like from a different writer and everything, so it's hard.
Jude said, OMG, PJs was so funny. It really was such a good one, honestly. Such a good one. What's up, Chilo? You're it.
Glad you can join us.
No problem, McJunebug. No problem. Thank you for being here tonight. Appreciate you.
We appreciate it.
Sister. That's a good one. Speaking of which, Smart Guy. That's what I like.
That was a good show.
That's the one I know that they're related, right?
That was their brother.
Right? Yeah. So I thought Smart Guy was like really dope. That one, Hanging with Mr. Cooper, all those shows are awesome, honestly. Let's see. Crystal said, hi guys, it's been long since I've been able to catch your live. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for being here, Crystal. You know what? We're so happy you're here tonight. And thank you for coming in and saying hello. We've been good. Hope you've been doing well. And thank you for tagging us on some of the stuff that you've been tagging us. Really interesting, really funny, awesome stuff. Thank you so much. And thank you for being here. Appreciate you.
Yes,
appreciate you.
We appreciate you so much.
All that. This is all that. Yep.
Which we talked about last week.
We talked about last week. And we also talked about Keenan and Kel. And yeah, love those shows. So nostalgic. That's when I definitely felt like a preteen, as they say. I don't know. I love those times so much. So stress free that time. Now it's stressful. I did a vlog at Amber Waves at Knott's Hotel, and we are at the restaurant. At the hotel, I vlogged our food and the drinks. Everyone kept watching. Dude, that's how it is. You know, you're eating and you're talking. If you're like vlogging and if you're eating and you're talking, that's how it's gonna be, dude. Like, and we've learned that. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, kind of getting off course once more. So when the first time we reviewed food, it was at Krusty Burger. Yeah. It was at Krusty Burger, right? And so I remember like Grace like took a bite and she kind of said a couple words and then she gives me the burger and I go, oh, it's good, and I give it to her and that was like my review of it. It's good. Like I remember, I think I said it tastes like Jack in the Box, but I said it really quiet. It tastes like Jack in the Box. It's good. Boom, here you go. Like it's just, you know, it's gonna happen. You're gonna get shy. You're gonna feel a little shy, but then you'll come around. Finally, some older couple came up to us. They were fancy people, but they were like, I love how you're recording yourself drinking and eating. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Good times. I love the 90s. And yes, don't be shy at all. It's hard not to be shy. You can be shy, but you just got to learn how to like push through it. I think that's the biggest thing. I just encourage everyone. I'm not shy. No, honestly, I'm very much the same way, dude. You know, I'm very, very outgoing, but, you know, I have my moments as well. Because when I was a kid, like in the 90s, I was like a smaller kid. So now I'm not super tall, but I'm not short, in my opinion. Like, you know, I'm definitely taller than I was when I was a kid, obviously. But I would get picked on for being smaller. So I was always very, very, like, withdrawn in certain ways. I wanted to be outgoing, but I always felt very, like, you know, kind of like had that defense up. So I think over time, you know, your true self is going to come out. When I got into middle school, so middle school was like around the 2000s. I remember, like, especially once I started getting really, like, big crushes on girls and stuff, like, you kind of have to learn how to, like, put yourself out there a little bit. And even with friends, like, I wanted to be friends with certain people, so I would have to, like, learn how to kind of be like, hey, what's up, you know? Because I was skating. Did you guys skateboard at all during that time? Because I skateboarded around the time that the Tony Hawk video game came out. And so for me, like, for a while there, like, skating was, like, my number one thing. And so I always would try to kind of like how this YouTube things, you meet people, you network, you meet people. It was always super exciting to just, you know, get to know people, meet people. And I don't know, I get the same kind of joy now. It reminds me of skating, of when I was a skater when I was younger. It's really just that community. Yep. And I got Dominic now skating because I got him a skateboard. So can't wait to see how far, you know, he takes it, because I want him to keep trying. I don't want him to give up like the way I did. Nickelodeon. Yep. Can't go wrong with Nickelodeon. That was the best. To me, I like Nickelodeon better than I liked the Disney Channel when I was a kid. Not gonna lie, I get worried someone in real life will be really mean when I'm eating on camera. Yeah, you know, I don't know if you're referring to anything in specific, but a couple of months ago, I saw something like that happen to somebody. It was like two friends eating, and some dude was really, really bad. And it was here in California, unfortunately. So I get you. I don't blame you. For me, I'm such a, I don't know, I am who I am. So I don't think, I would just say I would advise people, like, if they don't want to get an earful, to just not say anything to us, because I'm very much about standing up for the kiddos and standing up for Grace and myself, and I won't hold back, you know, when it comes to those things. So I hope that people are nice for a multitude of reasons. I want people to be nice because it's the right thing to do. I want people to be nice because it makes other people feel good and themselves feel good. But I also want people to be nice so I don't wild out on them. No, I'm just joking. But for real, though, I don't ever want to have to stand up like that and speak up or, like, physically defend my family. But I will if I have to. That's just life. Sabrina the Teenage Witch was good. Very, very good. When somebody brought it up last week, or was it tonight? No. The last time somebody brought it up, we were like, oh, my God. Our mind blew. We were shocked that we didn't think of that one sooner. Park and Sip said, I'm shy. You're the shyest person I know, buddy. Carlin Kiko said, it is what it is. Let them look. That's right. am I the only one that remembers Beetleborgs? No, dude, I've been meaning to bring it up. I've been like literally meaning to bring it up, but people keep bringing up other things. But Beetleborg is one of those things that I was huge into, and then it just went downhill so fast, so fast. Question for everyone. If anyone could please help me, if you would only be able to choose one day, Saturday or Sunday, to attend Universal Studios Hollywood, what would you choose? I can't go during the week. Ooh, Crystal, that is a really good question. I think it just depends on what time they close. For me personally, it's really hard. We have Park and Sip in here. I don't know how much he's been going on the weekends, and we have some of our other friends, but for me, we've been going. Are you going to? Oh, you trying to get? Here's Dominic. For us, we've been trying to go, on the weekends just because that's when our availability is. But I feel like Sunday would probably be the better day to go. The reason being is because Saturday, pretty much a lot of people will have it off. Sunday is one of those days where like people are going back to work on Monday. So my assumption would be that Sunday might clear out a little bit sooner in the evening. So, like, if you stay later on Sunday, like when they close, I have a feeling that there's going to be less people that evening versus if you go on Saturday. I feel like Saturday more into the evening, more people are going to stick around. I don't know if that makes sense. Because if I had to work on if I had to work on Monday and I went on a Sunday, we'd be leaving a little earlier. Hope that helps. I know that's very ambiguous. Here, let me help you out. Oh, man, these are hard. They really don't want these water bottles to just go flying everywhere. All right. Oh, oh my God. I forgot they're tiny. If you need to grab another one, you can grab another one. We bought the little tiny ones. It was an accident. It was an accident.
Just like the Cheez-Its.
So here, I'll show you people.
I know. I thought I bought like the individual Cheez-It bags.
And it was like a whole.
Like it's a baby.
Yeah, we're still learning how to Costco. So I thought I had brought.
It says 2 bags. That's nice.
So I thought that I bought the water bottles that were like regular 12 ounce. It's like these little 8 ounce, which is not a bad thing for the kids because they've been leaving water bottles when they don't drink them. I don't think it's okay. It's yeah. All right. Are you going to bed now?
Yeah.
Okay. I love you. Get some rest, okay?
Okay.
So yeah, but these work. I mean, these are not gonna work for other things, I think, but for like them being around here, like that's gonna work. See, FL Blog said the same thing. Crystal, it depends. If I worked on a Monday, then I'll go on Saturday. But if I had Monday off, I would go on Sunday. Same thing, because that's the way I'm looking at it. Is I have a feeling when people go on Sunday, you're gonna have more annual pass holders, and usually like they're probably gonna either come in later when there's less people, or they're gonna leave earlier. But most pass holders don't even go on Sundays anyways, or on Saturdays, except for us because we're coming out of town. As long as most people who live nearby aren't gonna go on the weekends unless they really have to. Yes, Sunday. There you go, Crystal. Raul said, I went on Sunday and it was fun. It was fun. It looks like you had a great time too, dude. I'm so happy you were able to get out there, man. Dominic.
What's up?
Valentina says hi. He said hi. They've been feeling a little under the weather. We're hoping that they get plenty of rest because we have a Disney trip coming up in less than 2 weeks. So we're going to have them get plenty of rest, feel plenty better before we head out there. You guys know our priority is to make sure that these kids are healthy. So that way we don't, drag them somewhere and they're not feeling well. And also we don't want anybody else to get sick. That's a big thing for us is we try to really, really, really avoid that. We don't want anybody else's kids to get sick. Both days have been super packed. The best suggestion is to go there at Rope Drop and you'll be able to knock out a bunch of stuff. Not Super Nintendo World though. Try to catch that towards the end of the day. Okay. So yeah, Bacon, I kind of trust him because at the end of the day, like dude is there like at least once or twice a week too. So, and he does get out there on weekends. So yeah, I would say personally Sunday. That's my guess, but that's all a guess because it could be where it's the opposite. And I would hate to tell you that, but all I could say, if I were to chance it and I could do it, I would go on Sunday. That's just, I guess, my mentality on that one. Thank you. Yes, it does. We are really only going for Super Nintendo World. My kids have been counting down the days. You know what? just at the end of the day, like try to get there as early as you can. If you can get into the land early, that'd be awesome. In the afternoon, it's going to be chaos. In the evening, it might be better. But the one thing I'll say right now, Crystal, and for your kids, or your kid, sorry, is they need to go with like patience, and they need to go with like manage expectations, because it is super hard to get into Toadstool. Some people have been able to do it on walk-ins, and some have not. We have not been able to get in. It's the wait for Mario Kart can get up to 3 hours. And then also walking around punching the blocks, as much fun as it is, there's a lot of kids who are trying to do it at the same time. And it's been a mixture of like it being really fun, but sometimes being frustrated because some of the kids aren't really being directed by their parents. So they'll like cut in front of you. And I've almost like ran into a couple kids myself, and that's not fun. And they'll like, it's about taking turns, and sometimes like that kind of gets lost. But that's why I would say if you can go at a time in the land where it doesn't seem super packed, try to take advantage of that. But if it's your first time going, just to take, your son, just do the best you can. Like have fun with it as best as you can. And hopefully you can return more than one time this year, because that was basically what we banked on, is like hopefully being able to go back more than once, because it really takes a long time to do everything, just because of how busy it is. Isabel said, "Oh, so cute. We should FaceTime each other one day." Absolutely. I think that'd be a great idea. We should definitely set that up. We'll set that up soon. Raul said, "We waited 2 hours for Mario Kart." Yeah, to be honest with you, that sounds about right. Like, I don't feel like it's not something that it's like excessively long to wait, but it's definitely not a short wait. It's not a short wait. So would I wait 2 hours for Mario Kart? I think if it was just me and Grace and we really felt like getting on it that day, I think so. I wouldn't wait 3 hours though. More than 2 hours and a half, I don't think. 2 hours, I think we could, be in line, maybe catch somebody live, or like just talk and enjoy like the scenery, because that line is awesome. I like it better than Mickey and Minnie's. And Mickey and Minnie has a really awesome queue as well. But the Mario Kart ride, the queue is like way better, in my personal opinion, way better. So I don't have a personal problem with waiting that long to say, you know what, I think let's wait 2 hours for this or whatever. I don't think it'd be a big deal. I think it's worth it. I would not wait that long again. I think, it just depends if it's your, like, I don't know, dude. I enjoyed it a lot. For me, with Grace, I would wait. With the kids, I wouldn't, mainly because, like when you have little ones, they have to use the restroom. They get tired. They get frustrated. So
Avery does not like waiting.
No, and so I think, real talk, I think it's important to know where your kid is at, so that way you don't push them too much. Because there's certain things that I will kind of push Avery into doing, like Pirates of the Caribbean. When we get a chance, and if I can, I push her into it, because I don't think it's dangerous. I think she should. Yeah, I just think she kind of gets really nervous, but I'm not gonna make her wait 2 hours in line for any ride, because that girl does not have the patience yet, and her feet hurt, and she'll have to use the restroom like 3 times. So it's just not even worth it for us. All right. Crystal said, "Do you guys think the Nintendo Early Pass is worth it? I honestly want to wait for next year because my son is not patient at all, and I hate when people cut in line." I do think it's worth it. I think, like, literally, I think if you were to ask any of the experts, we're not experts by any means, but if you were to ask like people like Crystal and Chris, or anybody else who's like heavy into Universal, it's worth it, because if you're only going for one thing, if that's really what you want to do, Super Nintendo World, trust me, from what I hear is you can knock out a lot of the stuff very, very quickly, including getting food. To me, that's the one thing that I want to do, is I want to go to Toadstool, and we haven't been able to do that.
But I say, if you do get it, take advantage of it. Go as early as you can, because then it's not worth it. Yeah,
take advantage of it like full on. Even if you have your day ticket and you're not going to do early access, get there at rope drop, honestly. Because for us, if we didn't have the annual pass, especially the platinum, if we didn't have platinum, we would be getting there rope drop, because it gets packed at certain times of the day. I think if you go on Sunday, Crystal, I think you guys will have a great time. I think just expect to be long waits at certain points of the day, like any theme park. But I can honestly say that ask for advice, like the way you are right now. Ask us, hey, where should I go? What would be a good place to eat, or where, there's places that you can go and sit down that hardly nobody's there. Like we already have, I have 2 places in my mind like that I can tell you go there, and there's probably nobody sitting there. 3. I think I have 3 in my mind right now. So do things like that. Ask us. Like I know I can tell you right now, at Jurassic Cafe, upstairs on Jurassic Cafe, there's hardly anybody there. So you guys can sit there and have a really good meal. So there's things that you can do to make your experience really enjoyable, even when it gets packed, because there's pockets where people do not know about seating or even food, for that matter, that they can get drinks there and things of that nature. I liked it, but I wish it was faster and longer. It's a dark ride, and I understand what you're saying. I thought it was great. I give it a 4.5 out of 5. I really, really do. I really, really do. Park and Sip said, I've heard good things with early access. Get there as early as possible to fully enjoy it. There you go. Same thing that we just said. Grace said right now. Yeah, it really is true. You just have to take advantage of it, because it is so exciting to go right now. Like, believe me, like you get there and you see the land, and even if you're not a big gamer, it'll blow you away. You're gonna be like, whoa, when you're going down the escalators, because you see it right away. It's huge. But really put it in a perspective that if you're feeling that way, if your kid's feeling that way, trust me, everybody there is feeling that way. And so some people just don't have as much respect as others. I don't want to say it that way. Some people are just really excited. Let's put it that way. Yeah. So just be patient.
Bring your patience.
Take advantage of the time that you can be there without that much people. Is what I guess I'm trying to say. I want to say real quick, what's up? Whoops. Real quick to JJQ.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. And then also, Vanessa, thank you so much.
Happy Monday, Vanessa.
I like to do it in order, guys. But both of you, thank you so much for being here today.
We appreciate you both.
Rose said, I did love Jurassic World. You can't go wrong with Jurassic World, dude.
I love Jurassic World. It scared me with the drop, but I love it.
No, I love it.
That first time.
I feel like the second time the drop got me more because I was with the kids. So I think it was... Oh, no.
Yes.
Yeah, the second time. Yeah, so I think that's why I was like,
Let's not talk about that.
Crystal said, thank you. I'll be sending you guys a message on IG. You guys are the best. Hey, you're the best. Thank you so much. And hit us up. We'll do our best. Trust me. We're not the experts. We don't feel like the experts, but we go enough to where we feel confident to give you some advice and to get you going on your way.
Enough time so not to say we're experts, but at least we have the perspective of what it's like.
We've had some rough times. Yeah, because we've gone without express passes plenty of time. So that's the thing I think that we have, that sometimes some other people like we have gone plenty of times without express. So we can kind of give you at least the insight on that. If you do have express, even better. Even better. JJQ said, happy Monday. Thank you so much, JJQ. Guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Don't forget to smash that like button. We've been talking 90s and 2000s, and right now we're talking Universal Studios. We got into it. We can't help it. It's part of life. You know what I mean? But we thank Crystal for asking these questions, because these are actually really, really important questions if you're going. But guys, we had one question for you guys tonight that we need you guys to help us figure out. So we're going to drop it right here really, really quick.
Let Gio get that set up real quick. And no, it's not a pop quiz.
No, not a pop quiz. Not a pop quiz.
I know.
You guys passed last week. You guys did good.
Yes.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. All right, guys. Really, really soon. And no, it's not a surprise. I promise you, it's not a surprise quiz.
Oh.
No? It's enough? Okay. All right. Like that?
That's what it says.
But I spelled it right?
It looks like it.
All right. So we just dropped a poll in the chat. So I think this is kind of a more controversial question. We're only going to limit it to 2 because that's really, really the most important part. Oh my gosh,
it already has 100% of the vote.
But we want to know, guys, which boy band is better from the 90s? Was it Backstreet Boys or NSYNC? Which one did you guys like? So that's like late 90s, early 2000s. Excuse me. Let us know. And let us know why.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll let you guys know how we feel. Ooh, it's going back and forth. It's going back and forth. Let's see. Let me set a timer. Set a timer for 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Counting down.
So yeah, I have a timer. In 2 minutes, we'll stop it and we'll see. Raul said, I don't know. Come on, Raul. I know you know. I mean, I don't know which one. I'm just saying I know you know. Vanessa said, in sync, duh. I know that's a rivalry right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's a rivalry.
How many of you were singing, it's gonna be
Oh my
nice.
gosh, it's at 50-50 right now, guys.
Oh
we need
my
somebody to
gosh.
break the tie. We need somebody to break the tie.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. See, this is why they both sold records. Personally, for me, I wasn't big into any of them, but I remember like I liked a couple more songs, I guess, of the Backstreet Boys than I did NSYNC. I wasn't really into NSYNC at all. Wasn't really that big into Backstreet Boys either, but I could jam out more to their music versus NSYNC, personal for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll be honest with you, when Justin Timberlake went solo, I became a really big Justin Timberlake fan. I thought he was awesome, especially in the mid 2000s. All those albums that he was dropping were like fire, like really good. So that's kind of, I guess, how I looked at it. What about you?
I was a bigger NSYNC fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have CDs and stuff? In the
Yeah,
cassette?
I did.
Yeah.
I did have the first CD, I believe. But I also did like the Backstreet Boys. They did have some good songs.
Mm-hmm. So Raul said, I voted NSYNC because of my sister. Park and Sip said, Boys to Men above all. Dude, Cooley High Harmony is one of the best albums of all time.
Yeah.
I said it. Seriously. NSYNC all the way. I had a crush on one of the band members, and you guys will never guess who. It's embarrassing, but it was JC Chazé from America's Best Dance Crew.
Honestly, you're not the only one. I feel like there was a lot of girls who had crushes on him.
All right.
Timer's up.
Yeah, timer's up. Let's see what the final result is. Oh, NSYNC pulled it out with 1 vote above Backstreet Boys. So there was 9 votes. So that means 8 were for Backstreet Boys, and 4 were for Backstreet Boys, 5 for NSYNC. So NSYNC wins this round. That's awesome. Yeah, so I know that obviously Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, boy bands were huge. I was more into like the new metal. So I was into like Limp Bizkit. I was into Linkin Park, Kid Rock. All those were like kind of what I would listen to at that time. Gio, where on the playground as you dyed your hair blonde like Justin Timberlake? Can you confirm or deny? Completely deny, dude. My parents would absolutely never let me dye my hair, bro.
Oh my gosh, my brother did.
Yeah, my parents, even the times that I even thought of suggesting it, I knew better than that. My dad was just not into that at all. So I had all my friends who had their frosted tips. So, you know, obviously, like, right, that was like the style. So all my friends had the frosted tips. You know, like my homies had like braids, looked really dope. I think I like had spiky hair maybe. Like that was like the most that my dad would let me do. But other than that, my dad was always wanting me to comb my hair back like a mobster. You know what I mean? Like that slick back hairstyle. But I never really liked it. I felt like
I always call it your saxophone hair.
Yeah, because I used to play the saxophone in elementary school, and that around that time my dad was trying to force me to have that backwards hairstyle. And so to kind of like not get into arguments with him or not to like hear it, like I would just say okay, and I gave it a chance. It just didn't work out. So when I got into middle school, like not too long afterwards, I basically started spiking my hair, which is I guess like the next version of that. But I don't think my dad even cared for that. But that was my thing. I was like, I'm over here spiking my hair, thinking like the sharper the better. You know what I mean? And it's just funny to say because there's things that I did back then that I'm like, man, like this is gonna make me so cool, or oh, I'm gonna look so awesome with this hairstyle or this or that. Where I like now, I kind of cringe at it, not because it was like not cool, but it's just like, oh man, all that like need for validation. It was like, come on, like, you know, it's not necessary. And so that's one thing I'm gonna try to instill in our kids. It's like, don't worry what your friends are doing. You do what you do, and if anything, you're gonna start trends, because that's the truth. Real talk. Confidence speaks very loudly. See, I was into all that music, Gio. My playlist was boy bands, Britney Spears, Korn, Metallica, Eminem, Ice Cube, and throw in Los Tucanes and Marco Antonio Solis.
Yeah.
You know what? Mine was similar to yours, but I just didn't listen to very, very much Spanish music. Super into Metallica in high school. I loved Metallica in high school, and always to this day.
Is this the line from Metallica?
I always say that it's from The Simpsons. Otto, there's like a line, and Otto walks up, and he's all, "Is this the line from Metallica?" So anytime you can ask Grace or anybody who's around me, if we see a big long line, I'm always like, "Is that the line from Metallica?" or "Is this the line from Metallica?" or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So, but I used to like Britney Spears when she first came out, but then I don't know. I was like, oh, it's a cool song, and then I just didn't. And
I feel like Korn is so nostalgic, though.
Korn, Linkin Park, all those bands are super nostalgic. Stained, right? Metallica, awesome. Eminem, huge Eminem fan right here. Like all throughout high school, I basically dressed like Eminem all throughout high school. Literally, and DMX. I used to love like the Tim boots with like a really baggy pair of pants and like a black shirt or something like that. Usually, or if I had like big logo shirts or whatever. So we used to love shopping like at a store called Demo. There might have been in other malls as well, but Demo was like where they had Echo Unlimited. It's where they had all those really awesome brands. Fat Farm. Honestly, it takes me back. I just remember my parents would always give me crap because they're like, for the same price that we pay for one shirt, we can get you like 3 at Tarramate. So it was what it was. Metallica rules. You know what? They do. And I feel so bad that I never got to go see them on the Summer Sanitarium tour back in the day with Linkin Park and Limp Bizkit. And we really screwed up. Right? Yeah, actually my friend Matt, who hated Linkin Park at that time, like he gave me so much crap about liking Linkin Park because I was a huge Linkin Park fan. And I still am. Rest in peace, Chester Bennington. So he would give me crap, but he went to go see the Summer Sanitarium because he's a huge Metallica fan and a Korn fan. I don't know, Korn wasn't on that tour though, huh?
I don't think so.
We're into Limp Bizkit as well. So he went to go see it. I was like super jealous, but it's crazy because he came back and this is what he said. He said, "Bro, I'm not gonna lie." He said, "Dude," because we didn't say bro at the time. "Dude, I'm not gonna lie, dude. They put on a good show. They put on a good show."
It. I can hear his voice.
What's up, Crystal and Chris? They said, "Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up." Just want to say a huge congratulations to Crystal and Chris. They just hit 7,000 subscribers. Literally, we were just celebrating 4,000. Now we're celebrating 7,000.
They're already on their way to 50,000.
So by the time we wake up tomorrow, guys, they will be at 25,000 subscribers. So make sure that you get that congratulations ready. No, but honestly, on the real, guys, you guys already know how we feel. We just want to say a huge congratulations for a multitude of reasons, but more than anything, consistency is key. You guys showed it, and you guys showed that when you have good content, consistent content, you're good people, put that good energy out there, the universe is going to reward you. You guys are a huge inspiration to us, and, to keep going forward. So, yeah, congratulations, guys. We're so proud of you guys. We really, really are. And
if anybody is an example, and I mean, I'm sure they're going to be like, no. But honestly,
no, friends, friends. No.
But honestly, I mean, just take example from them. If you ever feel like you can't accomplish anything, take a look at them and look at what they've done. Exactly.
Honestly, faith in yourself, consistency, like I said, hard work.
They show that they believe in themselves, and I'm sure they have those moments where they,
And we're all human beings, shout out to Crystal and Chris.
But
Shout
we're
out.
so proud of you guys, and we love you guys so much, and
yes,
keep going, keep aiming for
I know
the
the kids are very, very happy and proud of you. And every time we tell them the milestone, they're like, what?
My baby today, she's like, how many did they get? She's like, 4,000? I'm like, no, 7. She's like, what? She's like, that's a lot.
Yeah, sure is. Miller's Outpost was my shop spot. Love the Beyond Baggy Pants. You know what, dude? I love Miller's Outpost when it was still Miller's Outpost and it wasn't Anchor Blue. I think when they switched it to Anchor Blue, the quality of the jeans went down.
Yeah, I remember Miller's Outpost.
And then Miller's Outpost, if I'm not mistaken, Bacon, remind me, they had more than just Anchor Blue. I think it's when it became Anchor Blue is when they got rid of like all the good quality pants and jeans. And they were like, you know what? Let's just sell them like sweat style material in jean form. Let's do it. Yeah. Get her done. No. Grace, I love you. You are the better half. Yes, offense. Wow.
Oh my gosh. I don't
On that
know.
note, good night, guys.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
You know, you just gave Grace ammo, right? You gave her all the ammunition to always say that now. She's like, I'm the better half. You know, they said that I'm the better half, and they said that I'm the half that's better, the most advanced, better,
But then you didn't
cool half,
need to-
the half that's more superior to you.
Well, you're the one who started
idiot.
it. You're the one who started it.
I did. And it was inadvertently. I think that's the best part about it is I stuck my foot in my mouth very inadvertently, and I'm tasting it now. I'm tasting it. Toe. Little toe. It's gross.
Ew.
But no, yes, you guys are more than welcome, obviously. Thank you for being here tonight. I know you guys just got back from Universal Studios Hollywood.
That's if they are.
Wait, are you guys back? Come over here. You guys are back. They're all over here like at Disneyland now. Went to hell with Anchor Blue. It was all trash. The only thing I liked from Anchor Blue, real talk, was their cologne. And even then, I'm pretty sure all the girls hated that cologne. I'm pretty sure all the girls were like, dang, every single guy wears that cologne. But that was like the one thing that I really liked. I still shop there just because I didn't know where else to go. I didn't know.
Oh my gosh, Crystal and Chris, they have me in my core memories.
Find me at Mervin's. Yeah, my friend worked at Mervin's for a very, very long time. The one who didn't like Lincoln Park.
Oh yeah, he did
the
work
big
at
Mattel. He worked at
Mervin's.
Mervin's for a very, very
Oh my
long time.
gosh.
He I think he was there when they actually went out of business too.
I believe so.
Man, do you guys remember Mervin's? Mervin's was actually a pretty dope store. It's sad because that one, same thing. It started off decent quality, and then it just went like really, really south, like really quick. It started getting really, really bad, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
some
I
stores
remember
must survive.
Honestly,
some
I know
must
that maybe
not.
some of you guys grew up going to Ross and stuff, but that was our place to go shopping with my family, was Mervin's.
Mervin's and Ross were for us. Man, my mom, vamos arroz. And we're like, we're gonna go to Rice? Vamos arroz? And she'd be like, no, but yeah, we'd go and we could literally spend like an hour to 2 hours at Ross. And I would get so bored. I would try to, is Dominic asleep now?
He should be.
I would purposefully try to walk away from my parents and go like literally get lost. Like literally, like when they say get lost, I would literally try to go get lost. And my goal was to find my parents. So that means I'd be like, okay, if they're still at Ross, cool. If they're not, cool. So I would go walk through Borders and walk to Sears, and then from Sears over here to there to this and this. And then finally in a certain time, my hope was that I was lost enough to where I had to find my parents, but not lost enough to where I would never find my parents. It was fun. But that's why I was like, is Dominic asleep? I was like, I really don't want to encourage it.
I think he'd be too scared.
Oh, wait, hold up. What's up? What's up to our Disney mom and dad? Welcome in another amazing channel. Guys, check them out if you haven't already. I think most of you guys know. Oh my gosh, Dominic just said something. You didn't hear that? Oh my gosh.
Go to sleep, son.
Go to sleep. Erase your mind. Pretend like you're in Men in Black, and I have one of those light sticks that, I go pew, to erase your mind. No. You'll be scared.
Yeah, he will.
Let me tell you guys a story one time, all right? So one time, last year, this is before we went for Dominic's birthday, right? I told him, just screwing around, I said, when you guys get to the park, you and Avery have to stick with us, because if you don't, that's when the snatchers will get you. And he was like, snatchers? And I said, yeah, it's these guys who walk around Disneyland, and if they see that a kid is kind of by themselves, they'll run up to the kid and they snatch them and they take them away. I go, that's why they call them snatchers. And he's like, and I was just kind of like, I'm just like, I think I even said like, oh, I'm just kidding or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I kind of try to like, just like wave it off. Oh, I'm just kidding.
And they
blah,
brought
blah.
it up. They had brought it up, remember?
Yeah. So then we go to Disneyland, right? And this is in last April. And we're vlogging, but we weren't doing lives at that time at the park. We hadn't even gone live once. And so we're walking around, and we're like in Fantasyland, kind of where the Sword in the Stone is. And so I got enough space from Dominic, and he was kind of walking fast.
Ahead of us,
yeah, he was kind of walking a little fast. And so I went behind him, and I went from the other side, and I grabbed him like this, and I go, Snatchers! And he goes, ah! Daddy! Like, imagine this little boy, like, pissed, yelling at the top of his lungs in the middle of Fantasyland. I had to calm him down and be like, dude, I'm just kidding. Relax. Relax. I told you there was no snatchers. I was just messing around. Stay with us, though. I'm like, stay with us, though, okay? But, yeah, he, like, oh, man, I got him so good, honestly. And so every time we go to Disneyland now, every once in a while, I'll be like, snatchers.
He's like, stop.
Every time we go to Disneyland, every once in a while. Does that make any sense, guys?
So,
50% of the time, it works every time. Chris thought he was a baller when his cousin brought him a waka.
Waka waka. Wow. It wasn't even Rockaware, it was a Wakaware. No wonder he thought he was a baller. He wasn't a baller because it was Wakaware.
Let's try this again. Here, I'll even pop it up again. I'm going to edit this, okay?
Okay.
Chris thought he was a baller when his cousin brought him some Rockaware long sleeves for his 13th birthday. Who lied to him? Hey, Rockaware was cool, okay? I used to have a Rockaware headband that I used to ball in, that I used to get like balled up in. But it was cool because it made me look really cool when I was like falling backwards or getting crossed up. Like, it looked like I was really, really trying. It wasn't Rockaware, it was Rockaware. Piedraware. Let's see. Parkinson said Dominant Pantalla Live. Nope, he don't know. He don't know. He don't want to get lost. Trust me, he doesn't want to get lost.
Nope, he would cry.
We heard this is where all the party people are hanging out. Love and miss you guys. Oh my gosh, we love and miss you guys too. Honestly, it's been too long, guys. It's been literally since the holidays. Oh, you know what? We might have ran into them one time, I think, after the holidays, huh? Maybe one time when we said what's up to you guys at at front at what was it?
No, was that at Pooh's Corner?
Around there, right?
No, it wasn't Pooh's Corner. It was
nearby there.
In that area.
Yeah.
So,
but it's been a long time. It's been a long time. Can't wait to see you guys as well. I still think it's funny from L Swap Me. Oh my gosh. Who remembers Barbie Girl? Come on.
I'm a Barbie girl. In a Barbie world.
Come on, Barbie, let's go party. I remember like thinking like, why is Ken like he sounds like a vato.
Barbie movie coming out.
But tell me that Ken did not sound like a vato in that song.
He did.
Come on, Barbie, let's go party. Let's go. That was a party gem. That was definitely a party gem. What time is it right now? What time do you want to wrap it up?
Whenever.
Come on, Barbie, let's go party. Now I'm gonna have that stuck in my. So last week it was blue. I'm blue, down and down. But it's also because when we watched Iron Man, I don't know if you guys remember when we watched Iron Man, that was one of the songs that they're playing in the beginning of the movie. That was a fun fact.
Oh yes.
Ellie would get that answer correct, by the way. If I were to put that in trivia form, Ellie would get that correct. Parkinson said, I used to stay lost with my Walkman. Find me hours later at KB Toys. That's right. That's the spot.
Oh, man.
Love
Walkman.
KB Toys.
Walkmans, oh my gosh.
Yeah, but the thing
I'm
is,
all like reminiscing about a Walkman, but you know.
I have more memories with the CD player, with the portable CD player Walkman than I do with like the cassette one. Because the cassette one, like, I'll give you an example. One time, I remember my dad had one, and I was like, can I borrow it? He would never let me borrow it. So, because they were really super expensive. So I remember when I was able to get my own, it wasn't even a Walkman. I think it was like a really off-brand like cassette player with some really cheap headphones. But I love that thing. I used to have the soundtrack to Space Jam. That was like my favorite album to play, my favorite tape to play, Space Jam. So I used to play all those songs, honestly. Mm-hmm. And I used to love the song. It was the Monstars like theme, and it had like Method Man, it had Redman, it had all these awesome rappers on it, and it's still one of the dopest songs ever like made for just the movie. Honestly, it's so awesome. I'm still listening to the Barbie Girl song.
I should download it too. That way I'm driving to work.
For me, is DVD mini players. I miss DVDs. I still have them too. You know, and it's funny because, you know, when Blu-rays came out, we started collecting Blu-rays, and then I just feel like it kind of became very pointless to like Blu-rays. And I miss it too because I used to love, like, you know, that feeling of like, oh yeah, we have that.
CDs, not DVDs.
Oh, CDs. Okay, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I miss CDs as well. I don't miss the like losing them or them getting scratched, but it was always really exciting when you were able to make a CD like of like different songs, put them together, and then like burn the CD, as they say, copy it, and to have that CD with all these songs that you picked out. Like you're like, oh yeah, you have to get really choosy.
What was the name of the music store that they had inside of the Sequoia Mall, the Visalia Mall?
Sam Goodies or FYE?
FYE, I think that's.
Yeah, there was a For Your Entertainment, FYE. Awesome store. There was Borders. I used to love going to Borders and putting on the headphones and then listening to the songs. And it's crazy to think now that we just go and put on the headphones that people like literally random people are just putting on their faces.
I know, right?
Now it seems to me gross personally, but that's just how I feel about that. Parkinson's knows he's like, when I hit him high, hit him high, hit him high, and you hit him low, hit him low, hit him low. Yep, that's what it was. Sam Goodies, FYE, we still have them here.
Oh,
what?
That's crazy. I
What?
had no idea.
Tower Records. That's another one that I used to like going to. I didn't go to it as much though.
Because it was its own standalone store. It wasn't inside the
Bacon, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, obviously it's probably true, but there was a Tower Records in Pasadena, correct? Like in one of like the outdoor malls or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong. Let me know. But I remember going to a Tower Records somewhere down south. Come on, Gio. Call him by his name. Mixtapes. Yep. I call them burn CDs. Did you burn a CD for me? Yeah, I burned that CD for you. The Warehouse. Yes. That's another one. Yeah.
Maybe that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Is it the way? No.
The Warehouse was one that was off.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you remember which one I'm talking about? Yeah.
We did go in there because I think they also sold movies there too, right?
Yeah. There you go. Warehouse Music and Sam Goody. Yes, the Inland Empire still has, FYE's Riverside and Moreno.
Oh, nice.
That's crazy. We don't have any of that over here anymore. Anywhere over here. Nope. It's hard enough to just find a place that sells CDs now.
Yeah.
It really is. There's I don't know if it's still around. We haven't really checked it out. Rasputin's.
Oh, Rasputin's.
So here in Fresno, they have a place called Rasputin's, and Rasputin is took over Tower Records. Yeah.
And I think they had records and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
You gotta check it out and see if they
the Good Guys downstairs and Towers upstairs, corner of Lake and Del Mar. There you go. My memory still serves me somewhat correct. So, and it's funny because Bacon is from around that Pasadena, Altadena area, and I grew up going there a lot, but I didn't meet Bacon until last year in person, and he lives around like 2 to 3 blocks away from where my cousin grew, where we would grow up going. So, small world. It's crazy, small world.
Let's see, is it still open? No, it's closed right now. Oh, yeah, it's still open.
Nice.
Opens. Okay, they're closed Tuesday.
Oh my gosh,
Monday through Wednesday.
Oh my gosh,
they're
closed
only
3 days.
open Thursdays through Sundays.
So real quick, I'm gonna say good night to Crystal. Crystal said good night, guys.
Crystal.
Thank you again for all the tips. Hope to run into you guys at the park soon. Will you guys be going live on Friday?
Yes,
we will. And if you want to join like the whole movie club thing, watch Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And if not, just come hang out. Honestly, we do more than just movie club. I think that's one thing that we've been wanting to really make clear. As much as we love doing movie club, we hang out and we do other things as well. We talk it up, and it's more than just 90s and 2000s. We can talk about almost anything. So hopefully you're able to join us. But if not, we hope we see you very, very soon. Take care and have a good night. Thank you so much, Crystal. Y'all forgetting Ritmo Latino. What's up, Bruce? How's it going, fam? How you doing? Ritmo Latino sounds familiar. Is that a store? Is that a store? You gotta school us up on that one.
Yeah.
You can still trade them in. DVDs. You know what? I don't know if I want to trade any of them in.
I know, right?
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of hanging on to them, even if I'm not gonna add more. Like eventually, maybe like kind of how people collect vinyl now. Because I've been wanting to collect vinyl. I just don't have the space for it. I have a turntable. I just don't have the space for it. If I had the space for it, we'd have like a turntable somewhere. Because I used to have like a DMX on vinyl, DMX the rapper. I used to have DMX on vinyl. I used to have Nas on vinyl, and I used to love putting those on. It just had a different sound to them. But hopefully, maybe DVDs will make that same kind of comeback where like people feel nostalgic to watch something on discs.
Right.
Okay, Raul the Doctor said, I remember Ritmo Latino. Why do I not remember? Now I feel...
Come on, guys.
Got me doing research over here. Got me doing homework.
All right. Go ahead, look it up. Maybe it's an LA thing.
Oh, it's a Latin-oriented retail music chain. Real talk.
Was it like? Is it kind of like a kids bop type thing, like where
No, it's
like,
a music store.
It's a music store.
Yeah.
It's not like no, that's what I call music kind of thing.
It was a music chain.
That's what I call music.
See, that's the thing is I don't remember it. I don't remember it. It sounds familiar, but I do not remember.
Close to us. Maybe
that's what I'm thinking. That maybe there wasn't one close to us, or we didn't go to that side of the city, because there's a lot of places that in Fresno that my dad never really would go. So, and it wasn't until Grace and I got married that we started like discovering more areas really. So
we gotta go check out Rasputin's.
Yeah, we have a lot of things, and kind of like veering off once again. And we thank you guys so much for hanging in there with the 90s and 2000s talks. We're gonna be wrapping it up very, very soon. But real quick before we do, I want to say good night to Parkinson. Parkinson, thank you so much for joining us, Bacon. Shout out to the whole family.
Yes,
we love you guys.
Swish, even Milo. Yes. Happy belated birthday
especially Milo. Poor
Mr. Milo.
Yeah, that's right. Happy belated birthday. But yeah, we love you guys. Hope to see you very, very soon, guys.
Good night.
And I don't remember what I was gonna say now. Oh yeah. Basically, what I was gonna say is that we have a lot of ideas, guys. So in the next couple of weeks, you're gonna see different kinds of videos. We have some videos that we have an idea for a video that's going to be very, very different to what we do, like very different. But I think some of you guys are going to enjoy it. I think some of our family members are going to really enjoy it. So we can't wait to bring that to you. We have some ideas also from videos that we want to bring you from our local area as well, with different things that we want to experience. So I guess that's the big thing that I kind of wanted to say tonight is just expect a lot of different things. Like theme parks are still going to be up there. They're still a priority because we like them and we love them really.
Yeah.
But
even if we're not putting out content,
but every day we're coming up with like new ideas that we hope to put out soon. I think the biggest thing for Grace and I is we want to just be creative. Obviously, it's very difficult to have an original idea on YouTube, but there's ideas that we've, feel like we've either seen or come up with that we think you guys are really going to enjoy coming up here in the next couple of months, especially. I don't know. I'm very excited because I really want to do things more locally, so that way you guys get to experience more of that. So if you guys have been watching our shorts, you've noticed that we've been doing a couple more local eateries and places like that. So something that we want to keep putting out there and just keep building it up, guys. So it's something that we're just super proud of, and we thank everybody like who's gotten us to this point. We're almost at 900 subscribers. I think we were talking about this. Like even as early as today, when we're saying like it was hard to even imagine getting to a point where we're like to this point, but it's very gratifying and very we're very, very thankful for everything everybody has done for us, like really like all the support even tonight, because when we came on tonight we didn't know how it was going to be because we didn't put it out there. We had told you guys that there was a possibility of doing like a surprise live. This was our surprise live, And we had kicked the idea around yesterday. I personally didn't know if it was going to happen. I was very, very much like 50-50. But earlier today, I'm very happy because earlier today, like it being Monday, it could be a little bit of drag and I can get a little down sometimes. Like, I can get a little down. And I think, we got to look at the bright side of the days, even if it's not necessarily the moment that, maybe you're at work or doing something that you're not necessarily in the mood to do. There has to be something in the day like that could be a bright spot or something that you can do to make it a brighter day. And so obviously, like I would tell Grace every day, and I told her today, I was like, man, I cannot wait to be home with you guys. I cannot wait to be home with you guys. I want to see you guys already. I want to spend time with you guys already. But then also at one point in the morning, I was like, you know what? let's do it. Like I told her, if you're down to go live tonight, I'm down to go live tonight. We already had kind of an idea of what we wanted to do, and we're like, let's do it. So, from the bottom of our hearts, like, thank you for carving out some time in your Monday. We know that a lot of you guys are busy. You have your kiddos, you have your life. Even if you don't have kids, you're still a busy person. Checking in on us, dropping a like, and overall just being here to kind of give us that energy that we need to move forward. Let's see what time it is. I think you want to take it to 9:30, or you think we should just wrap it up?
9:30 should be good.
Okay, so we still got a couple more. We got like 11, let's call it like 12, 13 minutes, and then we'll call it a night. But if you guys have anything else that you remember from the 90s to 2000s, you know what? Let me drop a poll. Since we already did the Backstreet Boys versus NSYNC. Let's see. I'm trying to think. What would be a good one? Trying to think of two things. Ooh.
Oh,
hold on. Yeah.
Oh, very interesting.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you guys, for those of you who grew up between the 90s and the 2000s, this is a question that we have for you guys. Which was better, Nickelodeon, Disney Channel, or Cartoon Network? Go ahead and drop your vote. Let us know what you think. And if you haven't already, make sure you guys smash that like button.
Yes,
if you're new, subscribe. You can join. You can hang out with us. You just need to be subscribed for 1 minute. Let's see. And I'm going to set a timer. Set a timer for 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Counting down.
Sorry, guys.
Watch you get copyrighted for Siri. It's like, Siri. No?
Hope not.
I hope not.
Siri's like, stop using my voice.
Stop abusing me. You know what movie I've been really wanting to watch from the 90s? The Rock. The one with Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery.
You always say that. I feel
love
like
that
you
movie.
say that at least once a week.
I've been wanting to watch The Rock and Gone in 60 Seconds. I miss those movies so much. I loved Gone in 60 Seconds when I was in high school, to the point where I named my first Mustang, my first and only Mustang, Eleanor, after the Mustang in the movie. So I miss those movies. But The Rock was such a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any of those growing up. I had ABC and Fox Kids. That's a good one. We'll do that one next. And that's, you know what? I didn't have cable either until I was in middle school for like 2 years. So I have kind of an idea of what I like better, but it was really just based on those 2 years. So I couldn't tell you past those 2 years which one was really better. Vote. Guess. Guesstimate.
Mm-hmm. Which one do you think you would have liked better?
Yeah. Ooh, man, I'm surprised right now at the votes. Wow.
Nobody's voted. Oh, wow.
Nobody liked Johnny Tsunami. Nobody liked Xenon, right?
Yeah.
Xenon?
Yeah, you're right. I think so.
Nobody liked Brink. You guys weren't into Brink? Nobody cared about Brink? No love for Brink?
Oh.
If we have to choose, Disney had some awesome shows. Lizzie McGuire, Even Stevens, Disney movies like Johnny Tsunami. There you go. Yeah.
Even Stevens. I used to like.
Yeah, I gotta show some love to Disney. Honestly, Disney wasn't. It had its good stuff, and Lizzie McGuire was a movie. They had a movie, right? But the show itself, I liked a lot. Even Stevens, I loved Even Stevens. But yeah, the original movies like Johnny Tsunami, Brink, Xenon were like some of my favorite ones. All right, guys, I'm gonna close down the poll. Let's see here. And Cartoon Network won 66%, Nickelodeon 33%, and we're gonna say Crystal and Chris voted for Disney Channel.
Because they said.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Personally, for me, I personally, out of all three of those, I kind of preferred Nickelodeon because I loved like the Rugrats and all those type of shows. But Disney was very, very close because of the fact that I loved those original movies. So it was really hard for me to choose. Like Rocket Power 2 was like another awesome show.
Right. Yeah, I'm surprised by Cartoon Network winning, honestly.
Yeah. Yes and no. I think when we were kids, it had Toonami, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Toonami had a lot of really dope old school cartoons. So I remember like when I would visit family members, like there was one family member from the Bay Area that we had, they had cable. And so we would watch Toonami like literally all night long, like almost leave it on the whole night. Disney Channel was superior, but Cartoon Network was where it was at every summer as a kid. Eddie, Johnny Bravo, Dexter's Lab,
Johnny Bravo, yes.
Scary shows. You know what? And that's the thing, CNC. Like I personally didn't watch a lot of those shows. I really didn't. I didn't really watch Ed and Eddie. My sister watched Johnny Bravo, probably Dexter's. I didn't watch very much of those shows at all. I was more into like, you know, Hey Arnold and those those style shows. So so I think it really depends on how you like your personal taste, like kind of like.
Yeah. Did you ever watch Kablam?
Which one?
Kablam.
Sounds familiar.
It was on Nickelodeon.
Was it like something to do with like a game show?
No.
Kablam.
It was like almost like a claymation type show. Like it was like a cartoon. Like
wow. No, I don't remember.
Really, you didn't watch? It was like one of those nighttime shows.
No, I don't remember it at all.
Oh man, I would crack up.
I don't remember it at all.
Let's see, Kablam.
Raul the Doctor said, I loved all three.
It was on from 96 to 2000.
Why don't I remember? My memory. Hey Arnold. Yep. Mm-hmm. Crystal and Chris said, Arnold had the best room of all time. We said what we said. Hard to disagree. I loved his room. Honestly, I really, really did. I really did as well. I can't argue with that. I don't remember it.
The amazing superhero things. It was like, I don't know. Really.
That's crazy. I do not remember it at all.
Maybe that's why I have such a weird humor.
Rocco's Modern Life. Can't say I watched that one a lot either. Can't say
I know Rocco was another one. I was like, come on, Rocco, get with the program.
That was a Cartoon Network one, right? Cartoon Network?
No, Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't have a whole lot of experience with those channels, but I did for a little bit. But I'm gonna put this one up for JJQ and
Action
for us.
League Now was the one that was in Kablam.
All right. I put one up for those of us who didn't grow up for too long with cable or didn't have it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Real Monsters. Are those the ones that had like the kind of like the... Yeah, I remember those.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. Real Monsters.
I don't think it was on for very long.
No, I don't think so, huh? JJQ said thank you. Hey, thank you for sticking around with us. Sorry. Honestly, we just wanted to put it out there. We just wanted to see what people thought about those three
because I honestly, like, even though I didn't grow up having it, that would go to, you know, my parents would go to, like, friends' houses and we'd take advantage and watch cable there.
And don't forget, guys, Fox Kids had Power Rangers and all that stuff, too. So let's not forget about Power Rangers, Beetleborgs, all that. But ABC Kids had Recess, Pepper Ann, and had Doug. Yeah, so yeah.
Oh my God.
You okay?
Too much TV.
I know, right? Guys, and we hardly like touched on we kind of like touch on some of the stuff, but imagine how much deeper we can take this. Right. So like definitely
we didn't even talk about 90s snacks or candies or food or drinks.
Summer's coming up, guys. During the summer, we're going to be doing, I think, and I mean, we haven't talked about it a whole lot, but my assumption, and I think maybe even Grace feels the same way, I'm thinking, is going live twice a week. Maybe, because the kids are off. So we might be able to manage it. So we're thinking like one night, you know, obviously be Friday. So we'll keep doing like the whole movie club thing, different activities that we normally do on Friday, like usually like tip a little back. But maybe like continuing to do the Mix It Up Mondays and just kind of evolving like the topics and seeing how we can make it fun and interactive. I mean, so far it's been great. It's been a lot of fun because you guys have been putting out a lot of information that literally a lot of this stuff I either forgot about or even didn't even know about. So now I'm going to probably want to go and check up on it and check out what these things are myself. Let's see here. Cat Dog. Cat Dog, I do remember. That was a funny show. I liked it. The original Batman series, the animated series, is
my
freaking
favorite.
classic. It's some of the best
I love
TV ever.
Batman.
It was so good. Raul the Doctor hit this one out of the park with the Magic School Bus. And don't forget about the books. We can't sleep on the books because the books were like the whole reason, right? For the show?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the books were just as good as the show.
The
love them. Oops. All right. I'm going to end the poll right now. Let's see what the end result But the end result was ABC Kids by 60%, Fox by 40%. So very, very close. I think I would go with ABC. I don't know. It depends on the time. There was a time where Fox Kids was like the best. Like Power Rangers, that era, the best. But I think eventually ABC Kids
actually Bill
took
Nye
better.
was on PBS.
Yeah, Bill Nye was on PBS. Yeah. You might be thinking of Beekman's World. Do you guys remember Beekman's World? It was very similar to Bill Nye, but it was a lot more slapstick, kind of like gross humor, but it was still very, very good. It was very informative. Raul said, yes, Batman the Animated Series was the best. Also, X-Men.
I'm going to pick Fox.
You guys want to know a fun fact? Is the person who wrote the X-Men theme song also wrote the guitar for Power Rangers. They wrote the song for the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So obviously, like, you can hear it. Like, it has a very, very similar sound. So pretty interesting. I didn't know that. Looking back, it was weird because Mom installed cable in 1999, so saw SpongeBob, Nick shows, and Disney shows early on, but Pops never had cable, so grew up with Bob Barker, Maury, Jerry. R.I.P. to Jerry Springer, by the way. Yeah, completely agree. It was kind of different. Like, at that time, my parents were married. Eventually, they got divorced, but with my parents, they were very much against cable. So we only had satellite dish because, like, there was a time, and it's kind of funny to put it out there, where you could buy the dish, buy the card, and then, like, the dish receiver where you would, use it to change the channel. And you can take that card and somebody could program it to give you access to all the channels. So literally you would stick the card, you would have your satellite, as long as it was set up, you could literally get every single satellite channel for free. And so we did that for 2 years. But what happened was every 3 months or so, they would send out like a signal that would kill like all that. So, and real quick, before we move too much forward, I want to say, what's up, Talisa? We didn't say hi.
No, we haven't. I don't know why it's not coming up on there.
Yeah.
It's here.
Yeah, it didn't come up on my screen right now. But yes, welcome in, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
But
happy Monday to you, friend.
Yes, definitely happy Monday. Thank you for joining us. But we're talking about illegal satellite dish. So they would send the signal. It would kill the TV. So let me give you guys an example of the funny thing is we realized that what started happening is it would start at the higher channels. So like the music channels would start disappearing. It would be like locked. So as soon as we saw some of the channels disappearing, we knew that if we took the card out and we waited it out for like a day or two and then put it back in, we wouldn't have to reprogram it.
What even made you guys think of taking the card out and waiting a couple days?
Because we were panicking because we didn't want to have to keep reprogramming it because it was hard. You would have to find somebody who had the machine to program it and that was willing to do it for you. And a lot of people did it as a side hustle. So let's say if you took them the card, they wouldn't give it back to you for 2 weeks. So my dad hated it because he'd be like, okay, I have this satellite dish, I have this thing, and this dude has my card and he hasn't given it back to me and I'm paying this guy to program it and it's taking forever and it's not even convenient anymore. It's just inconvenient now. And so it defeats the whole purpose. So after 2 years, my dad like gave up on it and he sold it to somebody and he regretted it. He was like, crap, what? Because it was awesome. Like it wasn't even that big of a deal. It wasn't even that hard, but it just became one of those things that my dad was like, I don't want to do this anymore. So we had it for those 2 years. And then I didn't have cable or satellite again until Grace and I got together. So I was already like 19. So basically my whole high school time.
You paid for cable.
So we would watch Monday Night Raw, wrestling, Chappelle Show, all those awesome shows, Crank Yankers, anything that was on cable, we would watch it at my friend Matt's house. So he might be watching. Sometimes he watches, but he knows That's where we would basically go to be able to watch a lot of stuff. His parents were awesome. They would buy pay-per-views. So if we wanted to watch like a wrestling pay-per-view, they would buy it. They wouldn't even ask us for money or anything. Like, it was awesome. We were really spoiled in that regard. ABC Saturdays, The Simpsons, X-Files, PBS, all of the above. To be honest with you, and I think I kind of agree with you. I don't know about the X-Files. I did not watch the X-Files. Trust me, I was too chicken for that. But PBS was a big part of my childhood too. It had all the good shows in the morning after like Fox Kids, like, you know, aired their like Pokemon and all that. That was like really the only place you can see cartoons was PBS, at least for somebody who didn't have cable. Beetlejuice cartoon was also cool.
I don't remember watching it. I do remember it though.
Equivalent to the hacked Roku Fire Sticks
I
nowadays.
literally had that thought, but
Yeah.
I didn't say it out loud.
Yeah. Back in the day, we used to do that too, the Fire Stick. But then same thing, like, you know, after a while, like they make it very inconvenient because they don't want people doing that. And it is what it is. At that time, literally, we were very broke, struggling college students. We were just trying to like do what we could.
New parents.
Yeah, and new parents. So we wanted, like, what was really cool is because the program that we had, you could literally watch cable channels, or you could watch these channels that like people would play, obviously pirated movies or pirated shows. So you had a Dragon Ball Z channel where at any time of the day you can put it on and they would be playing a classic. Yeah, and sometimes they would play like 3 or 4 in a row that were like same like canon. Then they would play a couple from like a different series, like maybe the original Dragon Ball, and then they'd go back to that one. So they were always alternating it, and we could watch pay-per-view, you know, anything really. So it was awesome. I'm not gonna lie, but then after a while, the website got taken down, and I was never able to find like another one. So, and we really got into YouTube, guys. YouTube was like literally the end all be all for us after a while. So, just want to say real quick, shout out to Danny Mac. What's up, Danny Mac? Thank you so much for joining us. Happy Monday to you. Thank you for being here tonight. We're just reminiscing. We're just kind of going over some of the stuff. We're talking about cable and cable shows. Let's see. WWF Attitude Era was the best. Guys, if you watched wrestling, who was your favorite wrestler in that time frame? I can tell you mine was Stone Cold, hands down.
The Rock.
Stone Cold. Grace is The Rock. Same thing with some of my best friends, it would be like Stone Cold, some of them would be The Rock. So like when they would wrestle each other, like I remember at WrestleMania, we would like borderline like get mad at each other.
Yeah.
The Rock sucks.
That's funny because I was a big fan of The Rock and my brother was a big Stone Cold fan.
Oh, hell yeah.
So it always be like this competition. I'm like, whatever.
All that good stuff.
So fun.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I love the games and toys. I've never watched it, but I've been wanting to watch it. I think Grace said the other day, I've been wanting to watch it. I'm like, man, that does sound kind of interesting.
Yeah, we should watch it.
We should watch it. We used to watch WrestleMania at a cousin's house because they had all the black cable boxes with all the channels. There you go. See, that was what it was before, like, satellite. So, but the thing with the black box, and I don't know if, correct me if I'm wrong, it was only channels like 1 through 99. So it was like your basic channels with like some of the pay-per-view channels, but you didn't get like the other, like the more like extended channels or whatever, at least from what I remember. No, I don't think so, right? Your Pirates.
Whatever. What's
It's funny, like even the kids will still bring it up. Like when we're at, by Pirates, Pirates, mom, Pirates.
Love it.
Oh my gosh, what time is it right now? All right, guys, we're gonna start winding it up. I know, guys. If it was up to me,
we're good.
We would go longer, but we do have to wrap it up. We have things we have to get to tonight. We're probably gonna go to sleep at 11, which is like later than we usually do, but it was completely worth it. We had such an amazing, awesome time. I didn't know if we would go past an hour. I always say that, but you know, we're still getting used to streaming like on a Monday. So, you know, the fact that you guys came in, spent that little bit of time with us just to, you know, show some support. And those of you who have spent more than a little bit of time, we appreciate you guys. You know, it was a busy one today, guys. It was a very, very busy one. We have a lot of friends doing amazing, amazing things. You know, we're hitting some milestones as well. So it's just such an awesome time. Like we mentioned, YouTube took over for us and we haven't looked back. We, as both fans of YouTube and now content creators and trying to do our thing. You know, just trying to figure it out here in this YouTube world. But you guys are really, really making it fun. I think that's the best part about it is as we discover things that we like and that, you know, you guys connect with us on, it's just, this is getting fun, guys. And we can't wait to keep doing this, keep doing the Mix It Up Mondays. But we are going to be here on Friday, just to let you guys know. So make sure that you guys watch, and I'm going to put it up right now. The movie for this week, for this Friday, is going to be Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. So if you're new to the channel, what we do is we'll have you guys watch Guardians of the Galaxy. If you have Disney Plus, if you have it on DVD, Blu-ray, check it out, watch it, take your notes. And then on Friday, what we'll do is we usually have a trivia anywhere between 20 to like, we've gone as much as 40 questions regarding some of the details of a movie, what was going on, the characters, different things like that, some of the actors, who the actors were. And so take your notes, and what we do is we do trivia on Kahoot. So we allow you to log in. People can see, you know, who's in top 3. It's really, really fun. You just use your phone to play or your laptop. So we hope that you guys are able to join us on Friday for that. But once again, we just want to say congratulations. Once again, we see them in here, Crystal and Chris. Once again, guys, congratulations on 7,000. You guys are amazing. But they're saying, buenas noches, amigos, almost to 1K. Yes, we are. Thank you so much, and we appreciate all your support as always.
Yes.
Real quick, I got to point out what Henry said. He said Ultimate Warrior. After that, it was HBK 2. You know, larger than life people, but I love HBK, by the way. I love HBK. Yes. Yeah, definitely. But once again, we just want to say thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. If you're watching the replay, please smash that like button. If you're new,
thank you guys.
Hit that subscribe button. Why not? As they say, it's free. So make sure that you hit that button. Make sure that you follow us. Turn on those bell notifications. We're going to be going live very, very soon here. And we have a brand new hotel review for those of you who are interested in hotel reviews or who have family members who go to Southern California and Disneyland. Shoot them the hotels. All the hotels are affordable, great hotels. So we have 3 of those reviews. We have a brand new one that came out this last weekend. But other than that, any last thoughts? Anything that I didn't out right now?
Oh, nothing. Yeah. Thank you guys for joining us once again. Have a good night.
And remember,
enjoy
guys,
the rest of your week.
Yes, definitely. Try not to stress out. Be positive, guys. Trust me, this is coming from a guy who is very good at being negative sometimes. So, yeah, be positive, guys. Look at the bright side. And remember, as always, it is the journey, not the destination. And we'll see you guys. Dammy, it's okay, Dammy. Don't worry. Hey, we'll see you soon.
Have
definitely.
A good night.
Thank you, guys. LA, everybody, have a good one. We'll see you soon. Peace.